Where's my mic? Like, there it is. Hello, everybody. Ashley, what's going on? Good evening. It's a very late... Oh, jeez. It's a very late start today, I know. I'm so sorry. Everybody, welcome in, guys. I am... let me just get a... There we go. That is up. There we go. Just gonna put this up here. And then just have our website up. Oh, jeez. Put the Gunpla. There we go. Just kind of put that onto the side. Then we're good there. All right, we're gonna keep it. We're gonna. The title alone should be fine, so we'll keep it a little bit clean today. What's up, Draxite? You were actually on your way to bed. Well, don't let me keep you. But today I want to have a good discussion, actually, because on top of I'm so sorry I started late today, guys. I did not anticipate packing for MegaCon. Hello, Reduxo, what's going on? You know what I'm thinking? Like, you know what it is? I should have known. You know, like, I've done how many years of conventions? I should have known that this was going to take me all day, all weekend, all week. This entire last 2 months we've been preparing for MegaCon. Packing was this past week, and you stay on until it's sleepy. Well, either way, the truck is fully packed. Darius will be heading off to MegaCon in about an hour, so he'll be setting off. He should be arriving in Orlando by Tuesday morning, so that's the goal there. But yeah, no, I packed everything that he needed. I did all the inventory counts, packed all the supplies, equipment, Wi-Fi network. I did everything that I possibly could. That worst case scenario that I can't go down, that they're okay, so they have everything they need. So no, I appreciate you swinging by. No, it's, but no, I kind of wanted to, I know I started late, does GH have a TCG player store? Not yet. So I do have a TCG player account. It is simply called Gamers Heaven. I do have one, but I have not started putting stuff on. We're actually working on it. So after the next few months, we plan on reopening our TCG player account, or loading it up with stock again. But until then, it's kind of barren right now. But no, it's no. I wanted to, we're gonna let people kind of roll in here. But how will the tariffs affect the gaming and anime industry, especially for businesses like ours? Because on top of, while I was doing all the packing today, I was just listening to a bunch of my business creators that are more in tune to this than I am, especially on the political side of things, on what's going on, what's going to be affected, and so forth. And I'm just like, oh shit. This is bad, ladies and gentlemen. This is really bad. This is not a left or right issue now at this point. We now have to brace ourselves as a country for what's about to happen. But does that mean unfortunately, I do not have the luxury of taking the foot off the pedal, right? But I must now move forward very carefully. I come to find out, I was like, oh, you know what? I think no, you're good. You're good. For you Gundam fans, I believe you're going to be okay, because thankfully, the majority of the Gundams are made in Japan. So Japan is not on the tariff list. So we're good there. If you like to buy cars and you like, Hyundai and Kia, you're good there. Whatever is made in like Taiwan, Korea, all these, Vietnam, Indonesia, it's not hitting those obviously, but still 99% of our goods are made in China. And it's not that, it's them adding on Mexico and Canada too. It's going to be you're going to see in the stock markets tomorrow, I urge all of you, just tread lightly. I know people are going to be like, oh no, it's falling, I need to sell. But you need to understand that this is a scare tactic that they want you to do. They want you to sell when it's low so they can buy when it's low. And then, it's like, we've seen this before. Now, is that for sure going to happen that way? No. Like, I'm not an expert. It's going to be, at the end of the day, who knows exactly what the futures are, except for the people manipulating the markets. But how many times has this happened in our lifetime? You panic sell, and then a few years later, boom, right? And you missed out. While these other people who took advantage of the time of its buy, that's where it was. We're still going to keep pushing forward as a business. For those of you that may feel like, I want to go ahead and exit the stock market or so forth to protect myself, I wouldn't blame you for it. But if you decide to invest that money, you should invest that money, not to like shamelessly plug our business in, but just, other areas, other safer investments. So if you have an account with Vanguard, for say, the money market funds or any of the index funds are usually pretty safe. They're not 100% safe. Nothing's ever 100% safe. Investment, stocks, everything is always a risk. What's it called? When I was at Vanguard, the amount of people who were like, yeah, when 2008 happened and then the other crashes were happening, it was like, they were just like, we just rode out the storm. Like my one coworker, she was there for 35 years, right? So she was just like, I've experienced multiple receptions. Like, I don't care. Like, she's like, it's up at this point from when I started. So I was like, no, I get that. It's tough to sometimes look at a long-term view when you're dealing with the immediate, and I completely get it. But yeah, no, this is going to, we got communications from some of our distributors. Some of them I'm close with, and it's not good. Oh, it's not good at all. I just finally got to the point where I can finally start restocking. And now I'm going to have to raise all our prices. It sucks. Like, obviously right now, like the stuff in the existing warehouses and stuff that's in the current supply chain network, like that's going to be given out at the current price. But then any preceding items that are coming in, 25% tacked on, and everything is escalating, because it's not just that. Now everything from transportation, food, cost of living, like everything's going to start going up again. And it's just like, they still have the minimum wage at $7.50. That's the hilarious part to me. Like how woefully disconnect people have gotten from all this. It's shocking all in, dude. But we'll see how the markets react tomorrow morning. The futures aren't looking great, but we'll see. But let me dial in and focus on how this is not only going to affect us, but the industry as a whole, because it is a ripple effect. At the end of the day, our industry is a luxury industry. Not a luxury, but we're entertainment. We're not a necessity, if that makes sense. Gaming, anime, Gundams, figures, the techwear, that kind of stuff. There is that. This is an entertainment form or luxury. It is not a necessity in life. Necessities, you got to live and eat, right? So it is one of those things where it's like we're first on the chopping block when it comes to cutting, in terms of like where people will reduce expenditures because of the rising cost of everything else. We've been dealing with this for the last few years since COVID. The prices have never come down since the spike in COVID. No. They've continued to go up because they're like, we're getting away with this. We're making more money than we have ever done before. And it's just like, oh no. And then the disparity between the smaller businesses, mid-sized businesses, and the large businesses, it is growing vastly, because the smaller ones they don't have the ability to pivot or to adjust their business as the players with larger capital pools do. He's going scorched earth. He's literally just going scorched earth. just people, we don't have to I'm not going to get political here, but just please pay attention. I know it's getting overwhelming, but it's just like a magician. It's just like a magician. Just like a magician. Be like, hey, look at here, look at here, look at here, look at here. Pick the car, pick the car, pick the car, pick the car. Here, by the way, here's your wallet. Right? Like they are distracting you, just like the art of magicians, right? You have to be distracted. Sleight of hand. Boom. And it's just like, you got to do things. You got to look at it. How do you counter things like Amazon? Easy. Oh, sorry. It's not. Sorry. When you come into my store, I focus on the community and the environment first, not the retail aspect. That is. Sorry, I just gave out the secret sauce. Like, what? If you're confused by that statement, then you're going to be confused by that statement. But if you understand it, you understand it. You don't get that from logging into Amazon. Whoa, Amazon. I feel so welcome, especially as a nerd. Like, oh my gosh, I'm home. No, it's like, oh, I can just find what I need, right? Gundams is a prime example of it. I was explaining so we plan on doing some renovations. So we just actually, for me, at this point, like, bring it on for this year. And that's not the point, because, like, I'll put it this way. I was just speaking to a couple customers the other day. Last year was my make it or break it year. I had my franchising process failed, and we were faced with insurmountable debt and being like, oh, Calger with the Prime sub, let's go. But like, no, it was just like, can we get out of this? And we had a year of hell. We just had to pay these things off and we had to get through. And so for me, it's like, if I can survive that, bring it on. Because now I have, like, for me, anything that we get, now I can actually reinvest into the business. Because before it was get what I can to survive. And now it's I can finally reinvest into my people in the business. Why that's important. So Rick Moy, I hope you're still here. There was a point to it, because I was finally having conversations with my customers and be like, hey, listen, guys, I know that these past few years I was focusing on expanding and franchising since COVID. We never fully recovered. And because, the money that we had received in the beginning through investments and, the capital raises, we directed all that towards trying to franchise, market, the warehousing and stuff. And whereas we could have completely renovated and transformed the store at the time, but we decided to chase it. We were 6 years into the business at that time. We went for it. And, so the home store was neglected. And this past year and a half, ever since I stopped franchising and everything kind of imploded, the store was continuing to be neglected because I wasn't able to put money back into it. But we just made not our final, but, we got rid of 2/3 of our debt in a year and a half. Our payments went from being around $30,000 a month to now $10,000. And after April, it'll be down to $2,000. And so much more manageable. And now, so everyone that invested and supported us throughout last year, knowing what we were recovering from, what we were trying to build, I am more than appreciative in terms of, what that is, because now we're poised to get going again. And even with economic downturn, tariffs, all this other things, people coming to me, both sides, by the way, I got threatened. And then I also got a lot of concerns from people being like, hey, are you carrying your passport around? Like, I already had difficult discussions. My family's going to make sure we have our passport photos and stuff and make sure we have our identifications. Like, there's nothing we can do. Like, the only thing we can do is make sure that we're prepared. I already spoke with my team about it. Like, a lot of people were concerned about it. And then I found, I forgot to tell my team this. I was made aware that some stores are planning to call ICE on me. As soon as they get the green light to go after Chinese people. I'm not Chinese, by the way. I'm an American-born citizen. Oh, they got rid of birthright. That's right. Yeah. They plan on calling ICE on me, apparently. So we have a very diverse group of, individuals that work at our store. And so I was like, what? And so that's why they came to me, took me out back in my store and like, hey, listen, man, I know you're fine. I was like, yeah. And there's like, you guys, and it was multiple people. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I was like, oh yeah, that's right. We have the Neo N people over there. Either way, we're doing our preparations. Like, yeah, for me, it's just like, we got to keep pushing forward. So we are. Now, I do apologize. ADHD, topics go all over the place. I hope you can tell by my demeanor. I'm pushing forward. But the biggest thing for, yeah. No, Rick Moy, it's other stores and the people in those other stores who don't like me very much, which is fine. Literally, I found out that a group of people that used to play at our store were literally Neo, Yahtzee people, right? And I was like, I'm glad they're no longer there. And then they're waiting. They've been waiting for me to fail for years so they could take over my store. That's literally what they've been doing. They've been waiting to fail. They've been waiting for me to fail so they can take over my store because they're like, oh, yeah, he's trash. It's whatever. I've dealt with this for 10 years, so don't worry about it. But either way, the biggest thing that I was focusing on, sorry, back to your original question, like I was getting to it. Going through all that, because they were bringing that up. They're like, so wait, you plan on renovating the store? And I'm like, yeah, because we need to get back to what we were. Because during COVID, I sold off everything. I had to sell everything that I had in order to survive. And it was a slow, just like buying furniture again, rebuild, and not doing everything. Now I told them, like, yeah, I want to completely renovate the store. Every dollar that comes in now, whether through its investments or lifetime memberships or sales, it's going to go into the cafe, my people, giving them benefits, make sure they're paid well, new retail fixtures, new hobby area, the rooms are going to get done, chairs, furniture, displays. I want this place to be a religious fucking experience for anyone that walks in. Not a religious experience, but like, the feeling that I had when I went to Japan 15 years ago, and it hurts me to say that, by the way, actually 16 years ago is when I went to Japan. Ow, that hurts a lot more. 16 years ago when I went to Japan as a weeb nerd, oh my goodness. I could have spent $0 and had the most epic experience of my life. Being surrounded by everything that I loved and hold dear, discovering new things. And for me, that's the feeling that that's been missing in so in the United States, outside of the conventions, there's no brick and mortar business. There is no store, game store, comic book store, board game store that elicits that response. It does not. Well, yes, it does. Yeah, for your specific game, specific group of people, but the community as a whole. And so I gave Gundams as a prime example. What is my future vision for hopefully by the summer? So it's going to take a while. I don't like, if someone gave me $1 million right now, yes, boom, magic. The store's redone, but realistic here. A little bit at a time. Got to change the floor, got to change the kitchen, the furniture, just move across the way a little bit at a time. The biggest thing is, so what I envision is when you can do this now technically, like in our current state, you can come in, buy your Gundam set, go sit on a table, good music and vibes around you, grab some food, boba, ramen, whatever you want, sit down and start building in our store. Literally, that's what you can do right now. And that's the big, like, I'll put it this way, just in my current form, that's a huge ass difference between Amazon. Because what are you gonna do from Amazon? Click, click, ding dong, it survived. You're alone at home building. Oh, I can stream, I can be online. No, there's something about being around other nerds. Whether or not you're talking or communicating with them, it's not the point, is when you're around that behavior. It's like sports fans. I'm a huge Eagles fan, okay? I actually literally bought a flag. I'm ready for next weekend. Either way, you may not know that individual, but you know what? It's something about being near other people and being able to cheer together. It's that camaraderie, it's that community base, all right? So there's that. But what does version 2.0? I have a question. What are ways not to pay the tariff? Jesus, is that a serious? Is that? I appreciate that, Kelja. Is that a serious question? No, I'm trying to be respectful here. Are you seriously asking in terms of like you don't know how the tariffs work, or ways for us like as individuals to avoid paying the tariff? I'm not sure if this individual's still here. Thank you for the bit donations, Kelja. Thank you for the bit donations, Kelja. I'm assuming you are no longer here. Okay. I asked that because sometimes they'll leave gotcha questions. People will leave gotcha questions to try to elicit like a political debate. Not about that here. In case anyone is watching, they're legit thinking of, right? They don't know how tariffs work. All right. This is this is unbiased. This is just, I'm an independent, straight down the middle business. All right. How do tariffs work? A country that wants to penalize another country or go into a trade war, whatever, when you put on a tariff from a country, what that means is, let's say this G fuel I get from China. Let's just say the cost of the company G Fuel to manufacture and then to bring the cost of getting it off the ports from the Chinese manufacturer into our ports, right? Costs $10. Okay, cool. Then they turn around and sell it to you for $30. That's how economics works. Cost of goods and everything, right? That's how it normally is. So G Fuel as a company buys it from the Chinese manufacturer and supplier off the docks for $10 a G Fuel. Now, the U.S. government says, hey, all goods and products from China, we're going to put a 25% tariff on it. So now, when it gets off the boat, in order for G Fuel to pick up their product, they now have to pay $12.50. 10%, 25% of $10 is $2.50. Now they have to pay $12.50 per item to get it into their possession to sell to you, the customer. So let's say, all right, cool. All right, we're going to pay that fine. Guess what? Now our costs have gone up 25%. And now they're going to charge more on the end product, because then when they sell it to the distributors or to the consumers directly, they're going to sell it at that increased price. Simple as that. So now that $30 G Fuel tub now costs $37.50. I just had to do a quick little math here. I just kind of lost track. So like that's the main thing. So that's how tariffs work. China does not pay for it. People need to understand, like, please put political aside. China does not pay for it. Canada, Mexico does not pay for it. You pay for it. Period. There's nothing political about this. That's how tariffs work. It goes both ways. Those countries put tariffs on U.S. goods. I found that out, by the way. I found that out the hard way when I went to Korea, right? When I was in South Korea, I was like, people were like, what car do you drive? I'm like, well, I drive this. Oh, you drive. I forget. It was like, I had a Focus. I had a Ford Focus RS, right? They're like, you drive a Focus RS? I'm like, yeah, it's a good car, but like it's $150,000 here. I'm like, what the freak? They're like, yeah, there's like a 30-40% tariff on U.S. cars to be imported here because we're a small country. I'm like, what? I'm like, I learned it just by traveling, right? But again, people, one more time, this is not political. All right, the people doing it is political, but tariffs are paid by the end consumer, which is you. That is it. Please stop the misinformation. They're paid by you. Okay? It's basic economics. That's what it is. There's no way to avoid it. You can be like, oh, well, I'll just buy, and I get the response, right? The patriotic response is, I will go ahead and buy, from local, which, yeah, you're correct. If you buy local, then there is no tariffs on it. But the local people and most businesses are what they're going to do. They're going to see that these companies are now charging this price so they can get it for that price. And you can be like, well, I can just make the basic thing here. And a lot of people need to understand we do not have the infrastructure in place to scale the sheer amount of manufacturing power that China has right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we got away from it. Had we continued to develop our infrastructure, rail system, transportation network, manufacturing capacities, everything since the 70s and on, had we kept doing that, we probably would be self-sufficient. Like, we wouldn't need all that. But we don't have the infrastructure in place for that. So it's like, someone asked here earlier to like, hey, can we just bring manufacturing to the United States? That is not as simple as a yes. Let's just say line for line. Let's say, boom, we can just kind of like, magically transport the factories over here. Let's say we can do that. Let's say magic wand, bring me the Guangzhou factories to America right now. Boom, 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 lands in the middle of Kansas or wherever, right? Okay, cool. Just basic wise, right? Our labor is tremendously more expensive than the labor over there, just naturally. Between all the regulations, obviously people want to make a living wage, and so way more expensive. So just by doing that, it gets naturally more expensive to produce. But let's say you're prepared to do that. That's fine. Oh yeah, that's another thing too. Our labor force doesn't want to do those jobs. I always find it entertaining when people are like, those people are stealing our jobs. Then you do it. Why are you complaining? No, you're complaining because you don't want to do it. And I've met people who are on, I'm going to leave it at that. Sorry, I'm about to go down a rabbit hole that I don't want to go down on. That's what it is. What I want to know is what companies will be benefiting from fraudulent duty drawback claims. Oh, that's a topic. That's a topic right there, Bob. There's definitely, I'll put it this way. There are companies, I'll put it out there. There are companies that could easily keep manufacturing or assembly. Assembly is not a factory. Sorry, it is. But one of the things that we do here in the United States, and I urge you, anytime you buy something, please look at the product label. The government, I know, less government. Oh no, big government. Sometimes there's good things. Okay? Nutrition labels, FDA, consumer safety. Biggest thing is disclosure, right? Where is my product coming from? Where is my product coming? Oh, yes. Just so you know. Ready? Oh, but I can just go, buy, like, you can be like, well, I'll stop buying foreign cars. I'm going to stick to my Ford. I'm going to stick to my Dodge. Oh, by the way, Dodge is, it's not an American company anymore, but either way, parts sourced from outside the United States. Assembled in the United States. It's not made in the United States. People need to understand that. There is some woeful mislabeling going on out there when they say product of the USA, not made in the USA, product of the USA, or assembled in the USA. And then the little bitty fine print, you'll see parts sourced from China, Africa, and so forth. Like it is just kind of crazy. Apple, yes, exactly. Designed in California, American company. Parts are from China. Everything's from China. It's just like, it's just crazy. It's just crazy that people, I'll put it this way. It's not, I get it. Like folks, please understand this. There are people like you need to, this is like, I urge you for those who are angry and want to vote, want to like be angry at who people voted for or where they're from, or how could you not know this? Listen, everyone's background is different. If we learned nothing from the last, 10 plus freaking years, speaking that way is going to get us nowhere. It's just going to enrage them even further, right? Both sides. You got to be able to have a level-headed discussion. So when someone genuinely asks about tariffs, like, here's how it works, right? If they get angry about it, it's like, hey, why are you getting upset? This is how tariffs work. They're paid by you. Well, here's what you can do about it then. Obviously, to prepare, you have to budget yourself. You're going to have to make some cuts in your life, unfortunately. But then, when you go to vote for your dollar, with your dollar, be smart about it. But the thing is too, though, you got to also understand a lot of these folks don't have a choice, right? So it's just one of those things. Yeah, no, and then this is the sad part. Like, I remember in the 90s, I grew up poor. Me and my family were poor, but we still got to go to the movies. We can still go camping. We can go eat out at a restaurant once in a while, right? We can still get a video game console. We can still go to Blockbuster Rent. We could still enjoy some of these things. You're getting to the point now where I'm starting to see it in my store. People come to my store to use the internet because they can't afford a phone, because the basic phones do not have, like, I'm talking people on like the Go phones. They don't really have good internet reception. So they come in to use the Wi-Fi. They come in to do the online courses and to learn and everything. And so, Ashley, have a good night. Yeah, it's just bad. Sorry guys. I just kind of went off, and it's just, for me, it's sad that more people aren't aware, because you learn this I want to say you would learn this in high school, but you don't anymore. For me, I learned about, the trade, not the trade war per se, but just the trade boom, in my economics courses, in college and so forth. Yeah, Rick Moy, same here. Like, when I got McDonald's, that was like a treat. That was a major treat. I remember, like, I didn't realize how, like, for me, because as a kid, you don't realize it. You really don't. You really don't. And the thing is, W.V. Douglas, how many people pay attention in high school anymore? Right? Like, for me, I had a basic understanding of the world, U.S. history, our economy, and so forth when I was graduating high school. And I feel like there's no understanding whatsoever when people come out. It's just, I love when people like to argue facts don't care about your feelings. And now it's just feelings. I don't care about facts. This is how I feel. And I'm like, we can't function this way, because then we're just going backwards. And it's just, what? Oh, yeah, no, it's unfortunately like that. Yeah. Your kid has no understanding of history, but he does. Like, and that's the thing, though. Like, history needs to be more emphasized. I think now more so than ever. Because like I'll put it this way: like, the people who look at some of the things that are happening, that have been happening, right, and have no emotional response to it. Like, it's, again, when you fail to understand and respect history, you are doomed to repeat it. I know that's not the exact phrase, but then when you don't have an understanding of it, you don't know what it did or what it, like, you have no respect for it. You're like, oh, World War II, yeah, ships. That's all you care about. You don't understand the context behind it. You're doomed to repeat it because you don't give a shit when you see it happening right in front of you, right? My friend paid for $600 for an art commission last year at AX. I think he got scammed because they didn't tell him the price before purchase. Wait, what? Whoa, waifu snatcher. Wait. He bought a $600. He just offers $600, and they didn't tell him the price before he did it. Because usually when you go up to an... so this is a lesson to everyone out there. When you go to an artist for a commission, you ask them their rates. All right? I like, for me, you pay the price that you're willing to pay, but you need to, like, for me, always, the thing is too, please do not, like, I'll put it this way too. Like, if you're going to go in asking for rates and trying to bargain and negotiate with an artist or anyone who's an expert in their field of work, you need to respect their time, right? You need to respect how much work actually goes in for them to draw something for you. That's my thing. So waifu snatcher, I'm always like this. For me, I want results. I'm willing to pay more for results. There's a video going around where they were just like, well, it's like, why would you charge me $1,000? You know, that doesn't seem like $1,000 worth of work when you did it in 5 minutes, right? I forget the exact quote, but he was just like, he was an advertiser, right? So he was like, why would you charge me it's like, so if I spent 5 minutes designing a logo for you and then charge you $1,000, you know, you wouldn't like it. So, well, I don't think you put much work in it, but you love it. You love the logo. Actually, here, let me bring that up. I don't want to misquote him. He did such a great quote on it that it's a quick like 30-second video. Hold on a second, guys. Try it like. Oh, here we go.
I really, really don't want to spend more than $1,000.
I understand. $1,000.
So here we go. Ready? So I'm gonna play this clip. I'm gonna bring it up on the screen. This is a great example of it. For those of you on TikTok, give me a second. I'm gonna turn on my OBS. This is a great clip of it. So let me turn on the OBS for you guys. So you can see the game. So this clip right here. So I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube, by the way. So this is where I'm getting at. So check this video out. Here, let me put my headphone up. Let's raise the volume a bit.
I really, really don't want to spend more than $1,000.
I understand. $1,000 is a lot for you. I'd like to propose something else. I'll do the video.
Oh, sorry.
I really, really don't want to spend more than $1,000.
I understand. $1,000 is a lot for you. I'd like to propose something else. I'll do the video for you for free. If we get the results that you want, I'd like a percentage of the results. Can we do that? No risk to you at all.
That sounds fantastic. What's the percentage that you're thinking?
We're talking about measuring the difference between traffic and revenue that you get. There's lots of things I can't control. So all I want to do is get paid per new customer that walks in your door. How about, since you say each customer is going to spend $100 with you, let's go half, $50. No risk to you. I take all the risk and I rely on your honesty. What's the hesitation?
I'm concerned that you're going to make a banger video and then we're going to get a lot of clients in the door. And then I'm going to be out 50% of that revenue. What if it exceeds 1,000?
It's going to exceed 1,000. That's the whole point. I take all the risk. Or you can just pay me what I'm worth and you keep all the profit.
That wasn't the exact one, but this guy goes through, I'm not going to waste time looking through it and all, but either way, so this guy goes through and he brought that up before too, where it's like a client finds out, it's like, oh, you only spent 5 minutes on my work. Why'd you charge me $1,000? It's just like, so wait, would you rather me have worked several hours in a week? You know, if you knew that, right? Take weeks upon ends to get you the result, and you got the same logo. You want that? Well, yeah. I feel like, but I would have wasted your time. I would have wasted weeks of your time. Whereas by relying on me and my skills, I got you a logo that you absolutely loved for $1,000. And it's just like where time comes into place. Results are going to be the same no matter delivery time. Yeah, that's the exact correct. So that's the thing with the artist, right? My thing is like if I go to get commissioned something, I'm doing my research. I'm seeing who this artist is. Like, for example, we're potentially looking to work with an artist that that I know. For me, I watch their streams. I see how they work, what their workflow process is, what they put in, what the thought process is, and then, looking at their style and see if it would jive or fit with us, right? For me, I need to be able to fall in love with their work and envision what we need through that. It's something that, you know what? Yeah, I know. I can just be like, go to AI, right? It's like, hey, make me this character based on this, following this person's style. Boom, bang, boom. I get that. But it's not going to be, AI is not perfect yet. And I say yet because it's getting there. but for me, I still believe in that human interaction because there's something about, I'll put it this way, until an AI passes the Turing test, for me, I'm going to rely on people. Like, I'll use the AI as a tool. So here's my thing, ready? Like, for those that be like, oh, anti-AI, you're not going to stop it. So what you can do is leverage it to help you better. So my thing is, I've done this with my last artist. I went to the AI generator and got a rough idea of what I wanted. It wasn't close of what I was envisioning, right? You can't really type everything out. But then when I went to the artist, I was able to use that as a blueprint. We talked it through, and she was able to get it done within like two iterations. Whereas before, she would have needed like 5 or 10. And she could have been working on this project for weeks on end and be like, well, that's what they're getting paid for. Or I could pay her, to get this work done sooner so we can work on other projects and then other projects and so forth. And the sooner we implement those projects and the sooner they start generating ROI, the sooner we can it just becomes better for both sides. So I can push out bullet points scripts way faster for the first drafts. Yeah, no, Maji, that's the truth too. When I did, when I work on so I'll put it this way, some of my skit videos have come from ChatGPT. Now, not 100%. What I would do is I go to ChatGPT and be like, hey, write me a basic script on this crazy idea. I just want to see what it spits out, right? It spits out like 2 to like 10 different scripts at a time. But then I will read through it and start piecing together, start altering lines, and I have a framework to go off of. It saves me so much time. I have an idea of what I want the video to be and what the closer, what the hook is, right? I just need that filler, and it helps me do that. Yeah. That's what it is. DJ Shot, thank you for the follow. You pay for the experience. That's 5 minute. Yeah, exactly. Like when people come to, we got 8,100 followers. Let's go. Oh, we just hit a milestone. All right. Bam. Slowly but surely, we'll get everyone over from TikTok over on the other platforms. No, but it's just a matter of like, even for me, right? I was watching on Twitch and had to come on here. Yo, let's go. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Love the convo. I appreciate that. Thank you. Well, feel free to tune in. If you guys have any questions or you guys want to chime in, I do my best, and I tend to deviate. My followers know. They know which sound effects to play when I start deviating, but I do my best to keep it right at the center in terms of like, let's just have a logical discussion. I like to keep it on business, so I don't get political here. I don't talk about religion, politics, or anything. We'll keep it right in the middle here. Facts, what it is. You see it behind chat. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. Oh my God, that's right. It's like hidden for you, right? Okay, sorry about that. Gamers Heaven TV on Twitch, Gamers Heaven Andrew on YouTube, and if you want to follow on the Instagram app, it's Gamers Heaven Fam. TikTok kind of blocks it right here. I know how to fix it. Ready? We're gonna raise this up a little bit. Whoop. And then what I could do is hold on. I'm gonna fix it right now. All right, how's that? Is that a little bit better? I put a little bit more of like a prominent background to it. We can just kind of keep it up like that. A little bit better. Smidge higher. Whoop. So what sucks is TikTok, like the chat preview, it doesn't show me exactly what you guys see. So it's like, it's frustrating sometimes. Goes right into the fade. Perfect. Asked many people and they said they can't. You know, these car shops that make custom wraps, no one makes custom anime wraps for bikes. Reach out to my friends over at Express Skins. They're in Houston, Texas, or my friends over at Schwa Inc. or Offset in SoCal. They will do motorcycles because I've been wanting to get a bike again, but as of late, I'm a dad. I have a third baby on the way right now, third child on the way. I got responsibilities. Just regular bikes, like a mountain bike. That's a little bit more difficult. That's a bit more difficult, I would say. Doesn't hurt though. They've wrapped a lot of things. So you know what? Check out Express Skins. Yeah. They might be willing. I don't know. Oh, thank you for the heart. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. I'm going to just do this. I appreciate you saying so. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Let's go. Oh, geez. What happened here? I hit the wrong button. Sorry. I changed the scene by accident. Let's go. X. So the no E Express Skins. You should be able to find them on TikTok, actually. It's a tool to use, not to replace. Yep. No, I used to, the last bike I rode was back in 2013. Was my last year running. Yes, Express Skins. I had a Ninja 1000R. That was my last bike. And I'll put it this way. The day that I knew that I couldn't ride anymore wasn't because I got caught. Like, I used to go $150 on that thing. Whatever. It was actually, you just have this moment. And if there's any other fellow riders here, the moment you start being afraid of being on the road. I've been in 2 accidents. I've had many close calls, but I still rode because I love the freedom and I love riding. But there just came across a day where I just started panicking. I was riding. Nothing happened. I didn't get the wobble of doom. No potholes, but I just started riding. I was like, yo, one wrong pothole, one deer, another person cutting me off. And so for me, being with my wife at the time, who was my girlfriend at the time, I was just like, this isn't worth it. And you can't ride anymore. You just can't. I'm hoping to get over that fear again. Now, I have ridden my customer bikes. They have given, hey, Tomo. Oh, hey. A lot of my customers who ride, they just be, yo, you want to take a couple laps around the parking lot? I'm like, hell yeah. And I love that. I've been fine on that. But I think I'll be okay riding again, to be honest. I think I will. But as soon as my baby girl comes out in April, our third baby, probably going to wait a little bit. Now, my wife did say, though, I was like, so, all right, fine. Bikes are out of the picture, but cars? She's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, there we go. We're good. We're good there. So that was a little bit aside there. But for those of you that I'm expecting can goods to sky, everything's going to start skyrocketing, guys. There's nothing stopping this wave that's going to happen. And so just be prepared. Just be prepared. And ultimately vote with your dollars. And I urge you not to punish your local stores. I urge you guys not to. They don't get to choose where they buy their supplies from. None of our stock is made in the U.S. Unfortunately, card supplies and sleeves, some are printed in the U.S., so that should be fine. But most of our supplies and games are all printed in the big red. And so it's just you gotta be prepared. Just be prepared. For me, it's just food costs are gonna go up. These transportation costs are gonna go up. Everything's gonna go up again. I just dealt with my expenses for the business have gone up almost 40%, 50% since COVID. it's now probably going to, like, my rent went up 33%. So let's just call it 33% across the board, by a third since COVID. What is that going to look like like in this year, right? Hey, Blue Wolf. So it's just like it's just no, the card stock. So put it this way, the majority of the cards are printed in the United States, so we should be okay. You Pokemon fans, they are printed in the United States, so do not worry. Paper is one of the U.S. products and stuff. But the thing is, though, the cards. I'll put it this way: card prices have gone up. A booster box, our cost has gone up about almost 40% since COVID. Booster boxes used to cost, depending on your volume and your relationship with the distributor, as low as $60 a box, all the way up to $95 a box. Let's just take Magic, for example. Now they cost me $110 to buy. Are you kidding me? And it's just like everything has gone up since then. You can be like, well, it's made in the US. Yeah, but we import more of our energy than we export. Our transportation costs are going to go up because of these tariffs. Whether you like it or not, everything, even US goods, are going to go up because, ladies and gentlemen, we do not have a robust rail system in this country. So everything is trucked everywhere. So when fuel costs go up, your costs go up. That's just how it is. It is what a country would be if we can look past just ourselves for just a minute. Everyone. It takes everyone. Unfortunately, it has to be everyone in order to move forward and with anything. Like, if you can look past your own needs and your own shit for a second. It's not about owning a group of people. You're talking about owning yourselves. When you harm your neighbor, you are harming yourself, because the same policies that affect them will affect you. Outside the, being a minority and the deporting shit that's going on, right? Outside of that, right? That's the only thing that's going to save you. But no, the biggest thing is, like, when you lean towards one economic policy in your town, like, I've literally seen people like being like, I voted because I hate that person. Well, you just voted against you. Cards, I think, will be fine. To be honest, cards are going to be fine because cards are printed in the United States. Again, cards are printed in the United States. So like Magic and Pokemon mainly are. Some of the, like, I think Ravensburger makes them in Europe. So for Lorcana, I actually got to check. I think it is also printed in the United States. Anime goods are going to go up. So all of your anime goods are going to go up. Just letting you know. Well, what about your local artists are going to have to start charging you more too. Gone are the $5 keychains. I'm telling you that right now. They're all going to go up to $10 because artists get them from China as well. I outsource, and I've heard it. Well, I outsource it to a company here. They produce it. No, they mass order from China. I love the people. The artists that are like in here, you guys are stupid. The tariffs won't work on me. I buy all of my stuff from a U.S. company. They get their stuff to supply you from China. What's going to happen? Everything is going to go up. Like, again, you are not specially immune to this. Unless you are a millionaire and you don't care about money, you are not specially immune to this. None of you are. None of you are. I don't care, right, left, middle, space, the ground, mole people. If you buy goods and services, you're going to get affected no matter what, because everything is going to go up. Even though, even the stuff made in the United States is going to go up because transportation is going to go up. More people catching a stray. How will this affect Gunpla? Gunpla will also go up too. Not necessarily because not necessarily because of the tariffs that might be imposed on that, because most of the gunpla is made in Japan, so that's fine. But unfortunately, again, the transportation costs are gonna go up. So you got to be careful about that. So like, I'll put it this way. So our supplier may not. So I had this discussion with them about a week ago about this. They may not increase the per item cost, but our shipment costs are going to go up. So then now all of a sudden I need to add on a few dollars per item to cover that. Now, that's not so bad. That isn't. So I'll put it that way. So that's what I'm saying. Like the items that aren't tariffed, those should be relatively safe. They're still going to go up in price. You're going to get people who are like, for me, right? I go off of volume. So if I'm now charged $2,000 for shipping, right? I need to kind of, I got to do some simple math. So it's a little bit of algebra, but essentially, all right, spread across 1,000 items. You'd be like, well, that's $2 an item. Not necessarily. Some are small items and some are big. So you got to kind of spread it across evenly. So it may just end up being like a 3 to 5% increase in price, but that's still an increase in price. Now it's slightly more expensive. And as that continues to keep going up, this is the last 4 years, everything has keep on getting higher. Michael, I urge you to go research on that. They're already proposing increases to lower end. Like, guys, I'm gonna urge you right now. Don't add each other. Don't add each other. Because please do your research on that. Because that's what it's talking points, it's clickbait stuff. That's what it is. That doesn't work. People need to understand this. That will not work. You do not, I repeat, you do not want your basic needs and services being run by for-profit companies. Back in the day when we had standards in government services, they were sticklers that you followed, regulations to keep everyone safe. When you start deregulating and and you're like, well, companies have our best interests. You know what? Bless your heart. Bless your heart if you believe that these billionaire companies have your best interest in mind. Bless your heart if you truly believe that. But please understand, if you're a billionaire person, right? If you believe that their concern is your safety and best quality of service or profits, you do not understand how monopolistic capitalism works at this point. Michael, you understand that healthcare is privatized, right? Actually, like I'm trying to understand where you're coming from. You understand that healthcare is privatized and is horrendously expensive because it's been privatized by multiple companies, multi-billion-dollar insurance companies that do not give a shit about your life. Their job is actively denying care so that they can make more money off of your premiums. Like, there is no government healthcare here. Like, there isn't. Like, that's the thing. Like, whew. Yeah, let me get back to it because you're trying to take this down politically, and sir, please go do your research. Please go do your research outside of just one area. Yeah. I don't know if you've ever traveled abroad either. When I studied, well, I'll put it this way. I studied abroad in 3 countries, born and raised here, second generation American. I'm not some illegal, undocumented person here. Second generation American. I decided to travel for 2.5 years of my college life. So I got to experience healthcare in Canada, Japan, and Korea. I could say all I want, but no one, if you're already hell bent on this, I understand. And to be honest, I understand where you're coming from. I will drink my water. Michael, if you're still here, I'll say this. I understand where you're coming from. People like you, I understand where you're coming from. I urge you to please take politics out of it and look at how other systems work. I'll put it this way too. Ladies and gentlemen, from both sides of the aisle, if you're here, there is no perfect system. That's why back in the day, they implemented checks and balances so that even if it started swaying one way, they can make sure that they can balance out. So I used to work for the Vanguard Group. They have a money market fund that does this, where the money market fund's job is to maintain $1 balance no matter what, right? That's how the portfolio is made so that it can balance itself, right? But the moment that it keeps going this way, all of a sudden, it's going to collapse on itself. So so I urge you, if you're sitting down in an absolute position of absolutely no government, right? You please research what that would look like. There's historical facts on that, right? In terms of how local economies will work, what services and basic needs was shut down or stuff like that. Like, look at everything that it regulates and what's involved, right? I just urge you to do that, right? Research that. There's some basic level of need that needs to exist, right? Government is meant to serve the people, right? That's kind of what it is. So even in for me in business, right? As a business owner, let me kind of pivot this discussion now. I want to get away from the political talk. I don't want to talk politics here. And also, please understand this. For those of you that are still here, the reason why I stay away from politics is because I'm a fucking target. Okay? Do not ask me to talk about political affiliation or endorse people or talk about I'm not going to do anything about. I don't do that because I have a giant target. I am not in a predominantly Asian area like Southern California, so I need to protect. I've already received death threats. I have received threats from the KKK, from a lot of the local militia and stuff too. There's been a lot of shit going on. I had people threatening to shut down my business or to call ICE on me because I'm wearing understand. So please understand, do not try to get me down that path. I'm gonna warn you all right now. That's what I'm gonna stay away from. So please, I hope you guys can understand and respect that, because I've been getting a lot of crap lately from a lot of other Asian American creators. Like, why don't you talk on it? Because I'm literally prime target number 1. Why don't you just move, right? I wish I had that kind of money that I could just lift my house, my kids who go to school. Like, I wish I could just do that, right? But, in case you weren't paying attention, it's impossible now. Shit's way too expensive, right? So I just can't. So I need to stay firm and try to be the best example that I can. And the thing is, what I'm grateful for, what I'm absolutely grateful for, is that my neighborhood, the school that my kids go to. Yes, I'm Christian, so I do go to a church. Please don't linger on that. I'm a person that I welcome all people. A lot, LGBTQIA community. I don't care what nation you're from. If you love anime and games, we can be friends. I don't care if you don't believe in my religion. That's not the whole point, right? For me, it's when you ask me to talk to you about it, that's when I will. But that's in a private conversation, all right? But thankfully for me, I'm in a good area. But unfortunately, though, it's also filled with not so good people. So it's just like I've been walking, or how about this way, during COVID, me and my family had to be careful. I bought a gun for the first time in my life because of that, right? But even now, with everything going on, you know, we've had to, you know, we're going to be careful about it. So we're gonna sit there. Earth Nation, baby. There is no war in Bossing Say. There is no war in Bossing Say. But we're gonna leave it at that. Like, you know, obviously, like, you know, I can't stop living. Like, we got to keep on pushing forward. You know, so that's what we're gonna do. But no, and Michael, hey, you know, Michael, chat. I appreciate you still being here and will be willing to listen. We can agree on that, right? No one deserves that. And I appreciate you agreeing with me there. So there's just that. And ultimately, guys, just please, just be respectful to one another. I know it's so easy to get angry and to blame, but that's what they want us to do. I think everyone needs to understand. They want us to be warring with each other, so you ignore what they're trying to do. And so what can you do? Open your ears. You don't have to convert, right? But you should be able to be like, you know what? I understand your position, right? So I'll put it this way, right? Let me bring a little bit of anime into this. Ready? One Piece, right? Immediately, One Piece is the divisive subject, right? People are like, "Oh, One Piece is so trash," and I'm like, "That's fine. I love it. You know, I even got a tattoo on it because I absolutely love One Piece. I've been reading it. They're like, why would you love it? The animation's so shitty. And I'll be the first person telling you. It's like, yeah, no. When the anime first came out, it's early 2000s, weekly shonen anime. They had to rush the episodes. I get it. I don't like the early episodes too much either, but they're redoing them, right? And they're like, yeah, but it's too long. 1,000 plus episodes. Yeah, I know. It's not like anime these days where, you know, they can just focus on the manga. They break it up into seasons. And if One Piece did that from day one, that would have been great. But that's what they're trying to do right now. It's like, yeah, but it's just stupid. The plot's dumb. And you know what? I can understand that. Not everyone can get the plot and so forth. They're like, dude, why aren't you getting angry? You want me to get angry? Like, that's my thing, right? Do you want me to get angry because I like it? Something's wrong with you. you know what I mean? Right? Let's take a step back, right? It's just like when you get angry at someone for liking something that you don't. What? Yo, GTA, can we, chat, let's dial it back again. GTA 6 is not going to be out. It's going to be like, we're going to have self-driving cars, like, legitimately available to the public before GTA 6 comes out. You know what it is? GTA 6, the robo drivers are going to be people playing GTA 6, pretending to be taxi drivers and driving you around. That's what's going to be. It's real-life simulation. The Jetsons era. Michael, 1000% agree with you there. That is a statement that I think everyone can agree upon. So ready here, I'll put this way, ready? Michael said, I want people to have money and opportunity. I'm open to anything that gets most people that. Bam. And that's how conversations start. That conversation right there. So how do we make that happen, right? And the thing is, like, you know, I'm not in a position to go into politics or anything like that. But what I can do, you know, for me in my situation is, so for me as a business owner, right, for Gamers Heaven, I've been running my business for 10 years. We've been struggling. I've been dealing with everything, all the crap that's been happening the last 10 years. I've been dealing with it all, trying to navigate through. Started the business with barely anything. You know, we've been struggling, right? We struggled all the way up to COVID. We hit, you know, we went viral on TikTok, had an opportunity. Unfortunately, the market, everything else and decisions I made too, ultimately take responsibility. We came back down. And then we're trying to build back up again. But one of the things that, like, even again, if someone handed me a blank check, the first thing I'm investing into is people. It's my people. I want my guys to be making, you know, $20, $25 an hour, full-time benefits. You know, at the end of the day, you know, if they want to leave, they can leave and stuff too. But most importantly for me, I want to take care of my staff, because if their needs are taken care of, this is I wish all businesses could run like this, right? And we had the ability to. Unfortunately, it's free market system, so it's not. But for me, I firmly believe in if you truly believe in your people, right? You take care of them, because if they're happy, they're living good lives, they're taken care of, they're happy at home because they got they can enjoy their hobbies and stuff. Then don't you think that person will be the best person to serve your customer base than someone who is struggling at home, right? And unfortunately, that's what we've been working on now. Like, last year, I went to DEF CON 1. I had a really tough discussion with my team. I'm like, guys, like, I'm going to have to let everyone go because we're in a situation where I have to pay all these things off and I can't afford to pay everyone. I'm going to have to take a pay cut and probably work 2 jobs, but I'm going to have to run the store by myself while doing everything else. Like, I'm going to have to do this. And ultimately it came up to, they're just like, there's no way in hell you can do that. I'm like, but I can't pay you guys right now. Or like enough to justify any of this. And, there's going to be some massive cuts, and we got to get through like a year and a half of struggles, right? And most of them stayed on. We all took cuts. We have like a revolving pay. We have a payment system. A lot of them became partners in the business. So all of us are working as owner operators right now. But as things started getting going, even this past month, we were able to open up regular payroll again. And we're now adding benefits in just little by little. Like, we're just like, all right, one at a time, one person at a time, one group at a time. All right, let's go. We have a scale up measure now. Now we're like, okay, cool. Now we have, everyone's going to scale up and pay as we do. And just, me too, right? It's just like, I'm right out there with them, because just because I have children and I'm married and I have a house doesn't mean that I deserve, I started the business. Doesn't mean, just because of my circumstances doesn't mean I deserve more pay than my workers who are also struggling and working their butts off. They're putting in, it's not my fault that they didn't get married or had kids or bought a house, right? So and am I human about it? Like, of course, inside I'm like, yeah, I should be taking more to do this. But what about them? They're the ones also working the store. They're the ones that are allowing me to continue to keep striving to push the business, to see my kids work from home when I can, to stream and content create. They give me the ability to do this stuff to grow the business. They are as much as important to the company than any other person is. You guys may only see me on the videos and the stream, but they are as much important as anything that I do, because without them, this is impossible. So that's why I've always looked at everyone equally. And when I can, when it's, being able to take care of their medical bills, to pay for gas and food, whatever they need, emergency money. We've done our best to, all the social media money that we got, we usually put that aside into like an emergency fund. So all the money from TikTok and Twitch, YouTube, what we did was it's not much, but we put it into a bucket, and every month it just kind of gets used. And it's not a loan. It's just like, hey, who needs something this month? It's like, okay, you had an emergency. We've done that. And the team knew, I'll put it this way, like the last 6 months of the last year and a half was the hardest. It was the absolute hardest. Rick Moy from TikTok. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. Dude, Michael, right? I mean, I'll put it this way. There was that company out in, I think it was Seattle. Like, it was that credit card company like years ago. If you guys remember in the news, he was like, I'm gonna cut my salary. Everyone in the company is going to make the same salary, like $75,000 a year. For him, his logic was that logic, and on top of that, he has ownership of the company. So he's like, the better his team performs, the more profits he makes. Oh my God, what a novel idea, right? And now they're making like $150,000 a year or something like that because they're doing that well. Like, I've always envisioned that's where I wanted to get to. So like my numbers, our sales data, everything is always transparent with my team. I was I was super transparent with the public, but then people started using that information for misinformation. So I was like, because the thing is too, not everyone gets my videos. You know, I have the 1,000+ videos. Yo, Whiskey, thank you for the cheers. I appreciate that, man. Yo, thank you so much for the message on there. Appreciate that. Let's go. Yeah, no, I'm gonna. So in terms of like, let's take a step back again. I'm gonna get back to the business here. No matter what happens. Oh, thank you for redeeming the stretch. Sorry, I'm on Twitch. People are redeeming emojis and sound bites, as you can hear. No, we are at the point now where the gears are starting to move again. You know, but we're being very conservative this year. You know, and the word conservative is being, you know, frugal about it. Like, we're still going to work on expanding. We're going to get new inventory. We're going to renovate the store like we should have years ago. We're finally doing the work that I've been wanting to do, that I should have done from the beginning. It's also better late than never. And ultimately too, before any of you go, let me get this point across for you new people. Whether you've seen me frequently, you've seen my videos, or you've only seen the bad videos, right? Oh, the store closed, I'm doing bad, right? Oh no, he's reacting again. You know, let me ask you a simple question. This is going to be this is rhetorical. You don't have to answer, but would you trust if you were investing into someone, let's say you're looking to invest twice, you invested one time, but that person failed, right? That person failed the project, or the business failed, right? But then now they're working on something else, and they're asking you to invest again, right? Would you be inclined to invest in the Logan Pauls of the world, where they start an entity in business, like the crypto zoo and all that stuff, right? People pour millions of dollars into it, they collect the bag, and then, oh, didn't work out, oh, controversy, didn't go the way I hoped, and they're done. And all of a sudden, you're out the money that you put in, and that person, as soon as it got a little difficult, they gave up. They found something better to do, so they moved on to that, and they just walked away. Or even a regular business person, it got a little hard, so they just walked away with the business. They didn't care, right? Our situation, where a lot of businesses do, by the way, where we do fall. But as a business owner, as a person, it's what you do in those situations that define you as a character, as a business owner, as a person. Are you someone that's going to sit there and just blame other people for your failure? It'd be like, it wasn't me, it was all them. It was that. Or are you going to take responsibility and do what's necessary to keep going forward, so that, number one, the people who invested into your business, both personally and financially, their sacrifice to put into your business is not wasted. Also, your personal sacrifice, the time that you put in to build your business and your dream, you're not just walking away from it, right? So you push on, taking responsibility and making the hard decisions to move forward, to fix, not only to fix it, but to make it better and continue on. Right? If you get it, you get it. Oh, Just Otto. I love your name, by the way. I appreciate you. Skybird. Take care, Skybird. No, Skybird. I've been kind of going back and forth. So once again, if you guys are joining in, let me just shorten the tariff talk for you. Tariffs are paid by you, the consumer. Ultimately, everything will go up in price. It is not paid by the country you put the tariff on. It is paid by the company importing those products, and then ultimately by you. Simple. There is no argument. There is no if or but. No, that's fact. That is how tariffs work. 1 + 1 is 2, not 11, not not 2 1s, 2. 1 + 1 is 2. Tariffs by the country are paid by you. Done. Yeah, buy your God hands now before they go up. Oh my God. The companies pay it first, and then they put it on to you guys. Like, do you think a company is going to take the hit and then sell it to you at the current prices, especially the ones owned by shareholders. No. I'm working on it, guys. I just spent the last year and a half recovering. You know what's, you know what? Let me rant a little thing about these fucking tariffs, okay? The economic impact, like, I'll just put it this way. I'm not talking about educating, not political, right? I'm just gonna say right now, the situation just sucks, right? You know what really sucks about this? I just spent the last year and a half digging my company out. So we failed at franchising. I had this huge debt bubble, and all of a sudden, like, everyone came knocking on the door, and I was in trouble of closing, right? Declaring bankruptcy. We clawed and digged and sacrificed everything the last year and a half, pulled a freaking miracle, went from $1.3 million in debt to less than $500,000 now, and by April we'll be like in the mid 400s with everything else, you know, paying $30,000 a month to now it's $10,000. In April it'll be $2,000. Like, we achieved this tremendous milestone, and we're like, yes, now we can start reinvesting into the business, doing shows, and, you know, now enacting on our new strategy for e-commerce and the store, and then this shit happens. And I'm just like, why? Why? Like, can you guys just see the comical position of this? And I'm like, really? Right now. It's like, of course we're gonna need to do what we need to do, but it's like, I'll put it this way. Let me make it more simpler for you. Have any of you ever spent a lot of time preparing a meal for yourself? Doesn't have to be gourmet, but just like, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna make myself some breakfast, make some eggs, some bacon, some toast. I'm gonna sit down, watch this anime or this game or this replay. I'm gonna enjoy my morning, and then like a meteor hits and you gotta like evacuate the area. You're like, really? You couldn't just wait like 5 minutes for me to enjoy my meal? No, you had to hit right now. You know, for me, like, you can just give me a few months to just kind of be able to just further recover a bit. No, you just had to like, no. And it's like, and it's been like this for 10 years. I'll put it this way. It's been like this for 10 years. It's business, right? Japan is not being tariffed, but everything around it. So I brought out Gundams as an example. Your Gundams are going to go up in price indirectly because of the tariffs. And you may be wondering, well, how does that work? So it's not about the product itself, because the product itself, the cost will stay the same, but the transportation costs are going to go up. Fuel costs are going to go up because of the tariffs between our other partners. We do import energy. People understand. People will, you know, we import most of our energy. We sell our energy that we produce here. This is the way it works. So when fuel prices go up, transportation costs go up. And so now, you know, transporting this from the docks of California to across the country, that's just going to go up naturally. So this may not be, so let's say the 25% tariff, right? This isn't going to go up 25%, but it's still going to go up. All right. Which is already up from everything else going up for the last 5 years from COVID. Right. So that's that. But the thing is, like, it's not, I'll put it this way too. There's a lot of things assembled here in the United States that are sourced, you know, yeah, you get parts from Japan and other countries, but also from China and stuff too. So those are going to go up. These things are going to go ahead and go up everywhere. Whiskey, go to our website, gamersheaven.com. We have it on sale for $295.99 on gamersheaven.com. Use promo code Gundam, and you save 10%. Get it now before the prices go up, ladies and gentlemen. I would say right now, whatever the warehouse has, get it now. I'm actually going to place an order on Wednesday for this week's restock. Get your Gundams now before they go up in price. I appreciate you asking your question again. Thank you. It gives me time to like just go through other people's questions there. How do you keep your composure during losses, and what are ways to stay calm? Ackling, you don't see me every day. I do have my freak out. Like, I'll put it this way. Let me just say this. When you suffer a tremendous business loss, whether it's financial or betrayal, especially in this industry, right? In this industry where people backstab each other all the time, between collectors and scalpers and the game stores, anime shops, board game stores, it is a vicious, cutthroat high school environment. It really is. It is okay to freak out, not publicly, which I have several times. And that was my mistake. And I've learned the hard way of what that does. It is okay to have a human moment, be angry, yell, whatever you got to do. Before went to the gun range, that became unhealthy. I don't drink, thankfully, right? And the thing is, I don't have time to game. So for me, it's been very difficult to express my anger because I don't have time to play games or watch anime because of my work schedule, right? But sometimes I'll just like sit in the car. I find it, for me at least, it helps just to yell. Just like one time, like not in front of people, all right? Like I go in my car and I pretend the person, I pretend I'm streaming. Actually, I have several recordings of myself vlogging in anger, yelling at the people that done me wrong, okay? I will never release those. I end up deleting them, but I press the record button as if I'm streaming or I'm doing, and I just proceed to let it all out. And whether I start crying, I'm yelling at the top of my lungs, my face will get red, but I let it out. Let it out. Let it out. But don't let it out in a way where it's going to hurt someone, hurt your business, or hurt you. Do that. Now, if you're emotionally, stable enough where you don't need to do that, that's great on you. But for people like me, I've suffered depression all my life, unaliving thoughts. I've attempted many times when I was younger. ADHD, you name it, right? I'm like the perfect candidate for just like going, doing that, right? But you need to be able to speak it and express that anger, for me. But in that moment, though, after you let it out, because everyone does that, right? Everyone hits that moment. But from there, ultimately, if you're still listening, I hope you are, Ackland, what was your goal? Right? Remind yourself of what your goal was. Why did you start your business or your adventure that you did, right? Why did you do it? You got to remind yourself. I hate to be cheesy, but I'm going to bring up a Disney reference. Frozen 2. I know. What the fuck? I know. But it's a great lesson there. And so true though. If you never watched it, there's a moment where spoiler alert, Elsa dies. And then Olaf dies. So Anna is stuck in a cave, lost, doesn't know where to go. She just lost her sister. She just lost Olaf. She just lost everyone that she's ever loved and held dear. And she is wallowing in despair. Right? And she doesn't know what to do. But ultimately, she knows she needs to go protect her people. Right? Because that's what her father would do. That's what her sister would do. And the thing is, she knows the end goal, what she needs to do, but she doesn't know how to move, right? So you have to focus on the next right thing, the next right step. And ultimately, I know that's a very cheesy reference, guys, but please take that to heart. Like when you're suffering that, which I have many times, especially this past year, this was my hell. This past year was the worst year for me in doing this business for 10 years. But in that moment, you got to remind yourself of why you started this, the sacrifices you made to get to this point, the sacrifices other people made to support you to get to this point, the financial sacrifices, the personal sacrifices, and everything. And ultimately, if you still want to achieve that goal, you need to get back up. You don't need to, there's not going to be an instant solution. You have to remind yourself, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Are you willing to take the next step, as difficult it may be? And then do one step at a time. Ultimately, my goal is to bring, my dream, right? Let me give you an example of, a year and a half ago when my franchise was tail spinning out of control. I've always wanted to build Akihabara in America. manga cafes, capsule hotels, micro apartments, esports stadiums, theaters, Japanese gardens. I want to do this crazy thing, right? Because I want to build a home for the community, to be, for people who can't go to Japan, to be able to experience a slice of heaven, right? I want them to be able to experience that joy. I've always wanted to build that. And, in 2020, we finally, we went viral. We finally found our voice. We found people who shared that vision and that desire. And in my travels, I met so many people who absolutely loved that dream. They came to me and they're like, they're telling me like how badly they need it in their area, how badly they wish they had this growing up, or like, and I can see in your eyes, if you've ever met someone who is in pain, especially if someone who's been through it themselves, you can see it, you understand it, right? And I met so many people from 2020 in the conventions all the way through 23, all the conventions I did, just being on the road. I'm like, and when the franchise spiraled out of control, things were failing financially, we were failing because we put all our money into the franchising, and then the store was in shambles because we didn't put any money into the store. Like, it was just bad, right? It was just like, give up. And it hurt me. Like, I think August, I have a video from August of 2023. I was in the middle of the desert because my truck broke down, and I was just like, what am I doing here? Right? I was just breaking apart. Part of me was like, I should just jump off this canyon. I really did think that. And it was just like, what am I doing? Like, I'm a freaking failure. I failed my family. I failed my kids. I failed my investors. I failed my friends. I failed everyone. I failed the community. Like, I felt like an abject failure. And, I spiraled out of control quite a bit there. But it took several days, but it was just like, I had to sit there. And first I looked at ways out, because I was like, all right, so if I declare Chapter 7, dissipate the debts. I contacted my old job. They offered me a job right away. And I was like, okay, I can leave this and just work on garnishing my wages and just trying to figure things out. And then, had a conversation with my wife. And ladies and gents, I need you to understand this. It's not about, I found a good woman. No, you find a partner, right? I firmly believe you find a partner that's going to be there for you in your ups and downs, going to support you. We went from making over 6 figures as a household to $0. I went from making over 6 figures to 0 for the first 5 years of running this business. Proofs in my PPP. I got $10,000 for my PPP loan because I reported no income, because I didn't have income, right? My wife has been a full-time stay-at-home mom. We've been relying on financial assistance from my in-laws and my parents to get through, to take care of my kids. You can judge me about the financials all you want, but we did what we had to do to try to make this happen. And we were finally getting there, and it just ripped away. And my wife has sacrificed years. We just met. Before I proposed to her, I threw her in. She was living with my parents, by herself, got pregnant, got through her pregnancy by herself, because I was working at the store 150 hours a week, sleeping at the store, showering at Planet Fitness, and just being at the store nonstop, right? I left her alone. She practically raised our kids by herself. She sacrificed everything, right? And so no one cares. All right, Caleb. Fuck you too, dude. Okay. But either way, no. I'm sorry that you don't have a woman in your life that cares about you that much too. Oh, yeah, fuck off, dude. But no, seriously, like she did all that, and so I oh, you're laughing. You're laughing. Great. It's hilarious. I'm sorry you don't have a woman that supports you. Either way, though, had that conversation with her about like, hey, listen, like the company. No, the company that I told her, like, hey, they offered me a job. They offered me a job back, and you done, dude? Stop whining. Wow, dude. Seriously, how sad of a life are you having right now, where you're coming in the middle of a conversation where I'm talking about, hey, you should have a good partner in life to help support you to get through your hardships and stuff. I am sorry that you are a fucking loser, right? And you get your you get your kicks out of just talking to whiny people. I can tell easily how insecure you are. I'm sorry, boo. Let him cry. I know, right? Let him cry. No, it's all good. It's all good, guys. I've been called everything. Like, I grew up in this country, all right? Everything from chink. Wait, tell him one word to make him crash out. Whatever, yeah. Yeah. No. It's fine. No, I just like, what's it called here? They'll come through and stuff. Like, I'm definitely not whining. You can tell when people come in, like I'll put it this way. When I put up videos talking about, like, so the Pokemon scalping videos, right, is a prime example of this. I literally, like, I made like a 3-minute video talking about Pokemon scalping. Like, here's what's going on, right? I made a hook for like 10 seconds, like, to, clickbait. And then, like, here's what's going on. Here's how distribution works. Just talking about facts, right? Facts don't give a shit about your feelings. Just talking about what's going on, right? And at the end, I say, hey, but, this is not what we do. Here's our practices, and we're done, right? You can tell the trollers, because they listen to the first 10 seconds of the video. They leave a long-ass comment about stop whining, right? And I'm just like, I've learned, what's it called here? After 5 years of doing this, you just learn to be like, yeah, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They're just literally coming on for, like, attention. They're literally the intention whores. And so, yeah. So they'll come in, they'll like, the funny thing is, as they're typing their troll comment, if they just listened while they were typing, they know that's literally not what we're talking about. But that's why you just learn to ignore it. Trust me, it's hard. It's, you can get like 1,000 positive comments, and that, like, yeah, that one comment will come through and you're like, ugh. This is what happens when you have ADHD. You will focus on that, right? Like, it's funny, like, when it's like he had no good response, by the way. I don't know if you're still here, but, like, it's like, so I'm talking about how my wife has sacrificed everything to support us in our dreams, and, to push this through, and how it's important to have a supportive partner in running a business, because you're going to need someone. That person clearly doesn't, or he's never experienced it. Or, you know what? Wait, chat. Let's give that Caleb some. That Caleb has probably never suffered failure. His mommy or daddy probably bailed him out, or he's punched his way through life, or he's only experienced victories. Nothing against that. They probably did. That's the thing is, like, you got to do your best to understand the other side. Like, there are people like that. And what's sad about, I'll put it this way too. This is, let me tie it into the anime community. You see this all the time. You have people who bullied the nerds in the past that are now, the bullies are now becoming anime fans. And you have those very people who are bullied who are like, you need to stay out of my fandom. Get out of here. Right? You're rejecting them. Yo, thank you for the sub, Twilight. Let's go. No, you get those. Sorry, on Twitch we just got a sub. Let's go. No, you'll get people like that who are, you're like, no, you bullied me for this. Get out of here, right? If that person even listened, they probably didn't, right? But let's say they finally suffered their first failure in life. They have no one to support them around. I hope they remember that. I genuinely do. I don't wish ill harm on anyone, right? If that person finally suffers abject failure in their life, instead of lashing out, I hope that they realize they need to have someone in their life that can emotionally support them, because then they're not going to know what to do. They're just going to, like, they're going to be a big baby and blame other people and lash out at other people and not work on themselves to grow. Done. Right? I also forgot this is TikTok. So, oh yeah, I forgot how great TikTok is with that, right? But no, let me get back to it though. So I had that conversation with my wife last year, because we tried, when I stopped franchising in April, it was a tailspin, right? Stores were closing. We had to cancel contracts, a lot of backstabbing going on, a lot of betrayals, and a lot of just things were going on. Things were just going out of control. And it was just tailspin out of tailspin emotionally for me. I think the worst part about me was, when I actually attempted to unalive, right? I had to, right at the last minute, I had to remind myself of my children and my wife and all the employees and the people who were relying on me. So obviously I stopped, but that's how bad it got for me. Right. And so I got home and I had to have a candid conversation with my wife. And I was like, hey, listen, I can stop. I should stop because you're suffering. We're financially struggling. I can go back to work and make good money again. We can pay off the bankruptcy payments and everything. I can do this. And she had to remind me of everyone. Right. And it got me thinking. She's like, we sacrificed at that point 9 years of our life doing this. I don't want, and the thing is for her was a lot of this was out of your control. And I take the full responsibility because I'm the one that trusted those individuals and made those decisions. And it is my responsibility. But she also wanted to put out there, she's like, she doesn't want, because of their failures and them mistreating you and all this stuff, right? She didn't want that to be the reason we quit, right? And we had discussed, is there anything else you can do? Are there other options you can do? Are there things you can do? Other than DEFCON 1 and letting everyone go. And by the way, yes, most of my employees have become business partners. So they have ownership in the company. So a lot of them have taken, for working capital, percentage equity into the business. So in Pennsylvania, it is a owner-operator state. So you, as long as you own part of the business, you can work at the business for however long you need to. They've also been recording their hours. So my whole goal, as hopefully by the end of the year, if we match what we did last year, I'll be giving bonuses out at the end of the year. That's kind of that's even my bookkeeper today, a couple days ago. Trust me, I'll put it this way: because we were so focused on paying off debt, right? We weren't paying ourselves. We weren't reinvesting into business. Our inventory was dwindling down. We were struggling to make payments because, again, we were paying off these debt payments, right? Our bookkeeper was like, so you still had a loss last year, but it was better than 23. I'm like, what? We actually had a good year? It didn't feel like it, right? And looking back, because the simple question is asked of this, I was like, so if we did the same as last year, what would that look like? Oh. And we did that with no inventory. We now have new stuff. We now have the ability to get new stuff. And again, I turn it back to just when we were recovering, this shit happens. I'm like, oh God, really? You could have just waited a year. You could have just waited a year to let me build up a little bit of a nest egg to prepare for this. No. That's not how life works, not how business works. You just got to take it as it is. But I brought it up to her. And when you build something, it's like a co-op, yeah. But when you build something that you've sacrificed for, right? And in my situation, we actually had fans for. I'm sorry, and this is, I'm on new focusing medicine, so it makes me hyper fixated on things. To that Caleb, who's probably not here, the bad Caleb, not the good Caleb. I know you're still here. For me, it's just unfortunately, I grew a fan base, but not just a fan base for myself, but for our idea and our business. And there's people who are legitimately waiting, right? The fact that I still get people every day, it's I haven't seen you in a while, but are you coming here? Are you coming here? Places where they already have businesses, but they don't have exactly what we have, right? I still get people who come into the store and they have an emotional experience. I'm like, the store looks like crap though. To me, it does, right? And there's so much more that I want to do. And it's just no, we got to do it. Random question. Thank you. Distraction question. New Gundam series. I haven't watched Witch of Mercury yet. So, and don't massacre me. I still have not watched Iron Blood Orphans. Please don't massacre me. I haven't had the time. All right, running this business, raising a family, and content creating is it's like beyond, it's like plus ultra full time. Okay, I don't have the time. I'm sorry. Okay, it's on my list. I'm working. It's like, listen, I watch one episode a day with my wife while eating lunch. Okay, she's not into Gundam. All right. And yes, even when I'm, on my daily, my daily bathroom run, I play my daily missions. I play a game. I'm world ranked in this one game. I gotta keep my world ranking, okay? For those of you, I won't tell you guys the games. I'll be embarrassed. So I have a world ranking in one mobile game that I've been playing for 5 years. Let me be. Or sorry, 3 years. 3 years. Either way, though. Yeah, no, I appreciate you coming on board. This is why I stream as much as I can, because I know a lot of people. Ironically, I started playing Hello Kitty Island Adventure just out of freaking nowhere. I was just like, that's not a thing. That's not real. That was the thing from from the South Park World of Warcraft episode. That's not a real game, and they made it a real game. And I went in and when you have ADHD and you take Adderall, do not start playing Hello Kitty Island Adventure, because you're gonna get locked in. No, but either way, no, I play Survivor.io. Okay, if any of you know that game, Survivor.io is the game I play. Okay, I'm sorry. I got rainbow gear and shit, and I'm world ranked fighting the Koreans, and I'm fighting for America. I am fighting for America, fighting against the Koreans and the Chinese. All right, I'm typically ranked top 3. Wait, what did Nightbot? Oh, Whiskey. Sorry, Nightbot deleted it, but you also play. Let's go. Let's go. I can't imagine your schedule, but once I started uni, wait, Caleb, and I pronounce it. I apologize if I've been butchering your name, but A.O. Colin. Oh, is that what it is? Wait, hold on a second. Wait. Let's kind of you know what? Let me put on my my other vibe K-pop music. Hold on. We're gonna vibe here for a second. Let me put on my K-pop vibe music. Is that what it is? Is it Ayo Colin? Is that literally your name? Oh my god. You're the first. No, it's because I'll put it this way. There's an advantage you staying on here. I'm seeing your name. I'm like, I became conscious of I am totally butchering his name right now. Or butchering their name right now. I'm like, it's gotta be something. It's like, and then you read it out, Ayo Colin, got it. No, it's just yeah. So Ayo, Colin, and Caleb, y'all fail as college students. What are you doing? If I watched my anime during oh my god, I'm gonna date myself. I went to college 2006 to 2010, when our internet was capped at 1 gigabyte a month. Not a day, not a week. 1 gigabyte. I don't know if my fellow millennials remember this. My college, the University of Pittsburgh, capped you at 1 gigabyte download per month. I played World of Warcraft back then. Okay? I lost internet access for 7 days because of World of Warcraft. That's how bad it was. So we had an underground illegal trading of anime. So this is when you had to torrent your anime, you had to download it illegally, fan subs and so forth. But we had our own underground anime club that we shared it. We shared it among, and then the rich people got the DVDs and shit, right? So they came along as well too. So it was just that's what we had to do. And you're telling me with the access of Netflix and Crunchyroll, you can't watch your anime in college? Don't give me that. I know. Hey, in your 3-hour study session, you can dedicate 20 minutes to an episode. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me that. I'm sorry. This is it's the Cry Me a River. It's like, you know, it's a type comment. I didn't mean it like that, but you got it. Caleb, I have my master's. I know. What's your excuse? I'll put this right now. How long have you been on this live? I'm gonna call you out right now. How long have you been sitting here listening to this live? You could have watched an episode right now. The amount of time y'all spent on TikTok, you could have watched easily 2 or 3 episodes of an anime. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Oh, Miro, Mito is one of the. I mean, you know what it is? Mito is one of those. What's it called? I can control my intake on TikTok. I've met people like that, by the way. I have friends who are TikTok creators who barely spend their only time spent on TikTok is to check up on their mutual feeds, and that's it. And they're done in like 20 minutes, right? Then you got people who literally lay there for hours. Like their nightly ritual is, all right, I'm going to go to bed at 9, and then from 9 to 1 a.m. is 4 hours of TikTok, and then go to sleep, right? I'm the right type of energy. Doom scrolling is bad. That's what it is. And the thing is, I get it, because I know what it is, too. Sometimes, both ends, right? Positive and negative. You're going to see a creator talk about a situation or a circumstance and something bad, and you're like, oh, I'm locked in. Then TikTok sees what you watch. Oh, here's another thing. Here's another thing. And they get you like that. So I'm sorry that doom scrolling led you to me. Oh, wait. For the people who are passing through, I gotta do this again. Tariffs are not paid by China or Canada or Mexico. Tariffs are paid by the company buying the stuff being imported. Oh, sorry, that's too complicated. Make me simple. Tariffs are paid by you, the consumer. Period. The companies. Are you listening? All right, let's make it a little bit more complex. The companies importing their products pay the tariff to get the product from the port, and no company owned by shareholders are going to eat those losses. They're gonna put that onto you, so you're gonna have to pay it. Well, what about American-made products? Oil costs are going to go up. Energy costs are going to go up. So, no, your American-made piece of paper is not going to go up 25%, but it's still going to go up due to transportation cost hikes. And there are unknown ripple effects that are going to happen as well, too. So, we shall see what happens. Don't apologize to help me answering my own question. No, A.O. Colin, what's it called here? I used to be afraid. I'll put it this way. So Caleb, when the bad Caleb was here, I like referring to as bad Caleb, right? When bad Caleb was here, I'll put it this way. I'm used to those comments now. If you saw me a year and a half ago, and my Twitch comment, my Twitch feed will verify this. If you guys are on the Twitch side, a year ago, I would have responded much differently, more angrily. I would have been locked in. I'm just ranting, right? I still kind of do. I did there a little bit. I got a little emotional, right? But you learn to tune that out. I've learned to start. It's more like I learned to empathize a little bit. So I'll do my little quick comebacks. Like, my thing is this. He came in right in the middle of me talking about my wife, and it was like, you're whining. I was like, what? Like, okay. Like, I got a little angry there, but I typically get people like, oh, you're a failure. Sorry. My favorite ones, I'm a scam artist. I'm a grifter. That's my favorite one. Yeah, no, for my thing is too, like, I crashed out a little bit, but ultimately, like, I'm still getting better. I'm still working on it, but ultimately, like, a lot of people, I'll do my best to try to bring some like humor out of it. It's just like, I'll put it this way, right? Even the other businesses who are commenting with their customers about trying to call ICE on me to get me deported so my business was shut down, right? That is happening. part of me is just like, how well, like, so here's Mary, how well do you think, how badly do you think my actions are trouncing on your business that you need to go that far, right? Like, my response to the businesses that do that, like whether it's that or like they actively put negative reviews or put their, I had a store mass report me to just stop my live stream, right? So my thing is just like, when those stores listen, what I learned to do is this. I'm just like, hey, why don't you take that energy and focus on your business? You know, stop being the person that never takes responsibility and blame other people for your own failures. And why don't you take that energy and do something about your business to make it better than mine? At least how you perceive it, right? It's just like, yeah, so I hope they're not that dumb. I'm just like, you have a kid to support, dude. I hope you're not that stupid. But it's something that it's unfortunately, because of my complexion, I have to be prepared for. Like let's talk about here. Let me just quickly talk about that situation objectively. All right, no emotions here. Given the situation, I gotta do what I need to do to protect my family. So, not talking about politics, not talking about religion, making sure I have my documents with me, my passport, my birth certificate. I have photocopies of everything. The thing is, like, when that was brought up to me, I was like, well, I traveled abroad and that's what you had to do. Like, when you travel to another country, they tell you to have photocopies of your identification. So, like, you know, you're good, right? So it's just like, I had to do that here. It's unfortunate that I had to do that here, but, you know, what's me? I'm like, oh no, you can't tell me what to do and like that. Well, that's just only gonna lead to more problems. So like, I gotta do what I need to do. So that's what it is. And I'm also taking other steps as well too. That's what it is. It's kind of, you know, no, it's sad. It's, you know, for me, it's just like, but that's why you know, let me take it back to my business. That's why I'm focusing on my business, because, you know, even when I visited Korea, right? I'll put it this way. I've experienced this a couple times in my life where, like, growing up, I always felt like an outsider because I was always bullied because, you know, I was the only Asian kid in school, work, college, and so forth, right? I didn't feel right. I go to Korea. I sat in the bus, you know, I went to as a student. It was just the first time I was like, oh. But then as soon as I spoke, I was, you know, I couldn't speak Korean. So they like gave me a bunch of shit. They grievances, right? But that was like the first moment in my life I just felt comfortable sitting in a public space because I wasn't getting unnecessary eyes. If you're not a minority in this country, you don't know what I'm talking about. But there's just that feeling of unwanted eyes and stares, right? I didn't experience that until I spoke, obviously. As soon as I spoke, they're like... It was one of those things, right? Happened to me, but then the second time I felt like ease was when I was in Akihabara. So when I went to Japan for my study abroad program there, went to Akihabara for the first time, just walking around, I felt at home, right? All the things I grew up loving and looking at and cherishing, I'm like, man. And then I visited Kyoto and these other areas. And apparently my Japanese pronunciation was so good that they were like, I had a Brian and Stewie moment. I don't know if you guys watch Family Guy. There's an episode when they cross the border in the truck, right? And they're sitting next to another border crosser, and you know, he just starts speaking English. He's just like, "Oh, Ayo Colin, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Let's go." No, but remember, I don't know if any of you remember that episode, but like the guy starts talking to them in perfect English, right? It's like, "Hey, don't worry." And it's like, "Wait, you You speak English? No, I just learned how to say this. Say this to explain that I don't speak English. But you're speaking perfect English. It's just like, yeah, I know, but again, I just learned it. This is all I know how to say and everything. And then like he asks another question. He goes like, "Okay," right? That's my level of Japanese. I'll go in. I'm like, "Ikura desu ka?" And like they're like, "Oh." And they'll go off. I'm like, oh, no, sorry, all right, sorry. It's like, Nihongo hanasemasen. It's like, American jin desu. It's like, oh, okay, your pronunciation very good, right? I'm like, okay, thank you. But ultimately, it was just like, I just really enjoyed being there, right? I just loved. And for me, it's just like, especially in this time of divisiveness, in the last 10 years, like in my store, the amount of people in the last 10 years that have come out into the store, all walks of life, the amount of friendships that I've formed in my store. And the thing is, me knowing my customers, like I know who they are and what affiliations they are and stuff too. You know, these friendships would have never have formed if it wasn't for our space. They'll have the most heated arguments in the parking lot, but they come back in, they're friends again, right? You know, for me, it's just the amount of relationships, the amount of marriages, children exist. Yo, with the gift sub, let's go, Ayo Colin. Let's go. Appreciate it, brother. No, but it's just like the amount of people that have transitioned and come out, right? People knowing my position. You know, I've had kids come up, adults come up to me and be like, hey, I'm looking to probably get an operation, or hey, I'm just letting you know I'm the so-and-so now. I'm like, oh, great. You know, knowing, you know, they're like, because I think the most difficult conversation was not difficult, but the first time I had this was like, hey, I know you're Christian. I'm like, yeah. They're like, how would you feel if I was, I don't care. It's like, that's great. You know, you want fried rice now? Wait, fried egg rice? What? Yeah. Wait, what? Oh, Gecko. I love you for that comment. So, Gecko, people accuse me of that. They're like, so they're like, you're just manipulating the needs and wants of the community so you can just steal money from them. I'm like, what? How depressed are you as a person to get to that conclusion, right? Like, how depressed do you need to be to get to that conclusion that that's my main mission of my business? I was just like, wow, some people, I swear. No, it's just like, for me, it's been an absolute pleasure. Obviously there's been children who have children, because I've done this business for 10 years. The kids I've seen in my first year, they're graduating college, they're driving. Oh my gosh. It's a real pleasure. It's been an absolute, and Ayo Colin, if you're listening, that's what it's about. And if you put the proper mission in front of you, you're gonna suffer loss, you're gonna suffer pain. But ultimately, in the end, what we do and our impact in the community, and like, obviously, you want to take care of yourself. You want to live a good life. You want to make money. Obviously, let's go. But the reasoning behind that is very important. Caleb, I'll answer your question in a second, but the thing that made me realize, so back before COVID, I was about to quit, right? Because, you know, we were running out of money before I went viral on TikTok, right? So, and I was just gonna like give up. But then so many people kept calling me and messaging me not to leave. Please don't close. Please keep going. And then I also lost a few customers. One of which was very, very, very shocking to me. But it was just that his mother came to me. It was like months later. I didn't know because of COVID, right? I didn't see anyone for almost like a year. But his mother came and told me, like, she wanted to come and specifically thank me. I was like, I was like, hi. He's like, are you so and so? I was like, yeah. I just want to thank you for. I was like, oh no, is he okay? I haven't seen him in a while. Like she was like, he always talks about you in the story, how much he loved it and being here. It was this highlight of his life. And I'm like, oh, that's really great. I hope he's okay. And then she told me that he passed away due to unfortunate reasons, and it just hit me. And I was like, no. And it made me realize why I still need to keep going. Put the money aside, put the politics aside, put who I am as a person aside. Especially in these times, if we keep losing spaces like this and people don't have an outlet, yeah. But no, advice for someone planning to go to Jet. Sorry, I'm going to move on before it gets too depressing there. You're going to enter the Jet program. So I went through my school. So you're going through the Jet program there. Honestly, learn as much as you can. Don't go in there as Watashi no naimai wa Caleb desu. Work on your pronunciation. The effort is important. Okay? For any of you that go to Japan, try. Please try. What do you mean by that? Listen, if you're only going to learn one or two phrases, try. I don't know what the equivalent is, but it's just like, it's, I don't know what the, I'll put it this way. Americans get offended two ways, right? One is either if it sounds like it's, if you're making fun of us, right? You're reenacting our accent, trying to make fun of us. You know what I mean by that one? Hi, my name is Bob. Nice to meet you, right? Like, it's like, let's not do that. But they also get offended by, people with heavy accents, right? That's not a great example. That's not a great example. We're very diverse country. It's so different when you travel. Like, honestly, I'll put it this way. You know what? Forget this. You traveling is already good in itself. You need to get a world view. I think everyone would do, like, ideally, it would have been great if our country went a different direction where students, like in high school, had the opportunity, every student, right, to go travel to a different country for a week and come back. Not just like a select number of students go to Germany and come back. No, like, hey, everyone, you select a country you would like to visit, and we will have a program for you to go for a week with the host family and come on back. Get a world experience. Get a world experience. No, Caleb, you're actually going. Yeah, so that's the biggest thing, Caleb. I'll put it this way: the Japanese are very nationalistic. As they are, they are Japanese people, right? They, just be weary. All right, be weary. You can go travel, you can go visit places. There are areas that are very foreign friendly. But then there are areas where it's just like they don't want you in there because too many people have been disrespectful, right? So they don't want foreigners, but they've been too disrespectful. You go in there being respectful of the establishment, saying what you can say, they will respect that. Not all, but most places will. I'll put it this way. I went at a time where racism towards Koreans still existed because of the history still there. So I would always introduce myself as an American, right? I'm an American. I'm not, not as a Korean, but when they asked me, I'd be like, yeah, Kankokujin desu, which is Korean, right? Thankfully, the university that I was at had a very international facing student base, so it was very accepting and welcoming. What's up, Shay? And it's just, wait, hey, so what's your take on the world right now? Just curious. Oh, my take on the world right now, um, it's more connected and more it's the most connected and divided it's ever been. I'll put it that way. It's sad that I'll put it this way: the technology that should be bringing us together is driving us apart even further away. And I just hate that, right? Like, think about this, right? Like, when TikTok first, like, that first 6 months of 2020, that first year of 2020, like, during COVID lockdown, there's like few months where we were all at home just watching content. It was all great. It was like, who's this? Who's that? Oh, this is fun. That's a new anime I haven't seen before. We were just like sharing. We were sharing information. We were learning new things. We were trying new things, watching new things. We were interacting with people we've never interacted with before, but then it turned into something disgusting. Ayo, Colin, you have a good night, brother. Will tariffs affect your business long term? Yes, it will, because it affects the economy long term. I'm in an industry where it's service and entertainment, ultimately, right? I do have food, right? So that's an essential. But ultimately, businesses like ours that deal within hobbies and, anime and entertainment, that's not a necessity, right? So we're at the mercy of everyone's discretionary income. So with tariffs coming in, cost of goods that are going to go up and stay up there. If you're like, no, that's not going to happen, you're being very naive. Look at what happened during COVID. Everything went up because due to supply issues and supply chain issues and everything. And they just kept them up there. They never brought them down. All right. So please don't be so naive in believing that. With everything going up, that means people's discretionary income is going to go down. And unless there's a drastic shift in all the industries where they're paying their workers more, it's going to be tough. But it is then up to me as the business owner to see this. And please don't get me wrong. Ever since Trump announced that he was going to do this, I firmly believed he was going to do this because of how everything was going to go. Like, it's the shock and awe policy, right? He literally said he's just going to do all of this to distract you from doing this. Right? That's it's like, okay. When he won, I was like, well, here it comes. And here it is. Like, if you're being genuinely surprised by this, you are not paying attention to the world right now. Do better. Stop watching cat videos. Do research. But I understand. I have to be dialed in because for me, if you're when you are in business, you need to look at all economic factors. You have to be, because you need to prepare. I learned the hard way when you're not prepared for many changes. This is a more recent view of mine, right? So ever since I stopped franchising, I went through that spiral and that harsh recovery the last year and a half. I've been more in tune with the stock market, more in tune with political news and the political landscape on what's happening, because not the rhetoric, but the policies and the executive orders, everything that's being pushed through, you have to pay attention to. Because, well, you're just a game shop. How does that affect you? Because when it affects my customers, it affects me. So then I need to prepare for then, in this world, when they have less money, what can I do to either supplement that or to bring in more new customers that might be suffering the same thing, to offer them an alternative solution? And digital entertainment, content creation, e-commerce, and so forth, right? So for me, that's the problem I'm solving. So again, without giving it away, that's what I've been working on for the last year and a half, right? Why don't they bring the prices down? Edward, because the prices are going up. So they can't bring it down when the prices go up. There's no such thing as a negative tariff, right? But no, in terms of like the inflation prices, I mean, they're making profits, dude. You have the greediest people, after the tariffs are over, they're not going to bring it down, dude. I'll put it this way. COVID's the prime example of this. all the goods and products that went up in price since COVID have remained up there because they're making too much money. Some prices have come down, but let's just be honest. Too many of these corporations and for-profit companies who have billions, they're not going to give it up, dude. They I know you can sit there. I know a lot of you sit there. It's like when you heard about the more tax cuts, right? For the 1%, more, right? You're like, how much more do you guys need? Do you actually, like, for them, unless they can literally control your life, they literally own everything. They can be the kings and the monarchs. They're not going to stop, right? And this is why, like, checks and balances are important. Regulation is important. But unfortunately, we'll see. But again, as a business owner, as a community, we can sit here and just debate and wallow and be angry. Or what can we do, right? You as the nerd and anime and gaming community can go start supporting more local operations. All right? You vote with your money. That's what you can ultimately do. They cannot control, right now, they can't control what you play, what you watch, what you buy, where you go and stuff. They can't control that right now. So use that to your advantage. You know? You know, and I get it. I understand. Like it's more, there's a lot more nuance and a lot more things into it, but you gotta do it. Like a part of me, here's my shameful plug. It is now almost 2 a.m. in the morning. Let me just put my shameful plug in. Like a part of me is like, what do I do? Like a part of my regret during COVID was not capitalizing on the fact when people were cash heavy. That's when I should have done an investment round. When people discovered my business, like, hey guys, I'm just recovering from COVID. I'm looking to rebuild my business into this future thing. That's what I should have done, but I did not. And I'm like, crap. And this is not the same situation now. We're not getting all stimulus checks and stuff, but it's like, okay, the markets are about to crash. People are going to panic. People are going to sell. Maybe I can offer them. It's like, hey, if you're still looking to put your money somewhere, you know, move it somewhere, right? You know, consider investing into Gamers Heaven. Like, that's what I want to put out there. But then people are just going to see, like, well, you're going to get two opinions. Oh, you're just a failing business, or you have no future, or then you get the people who do believe in what I'm doing, right? But I'm like, I didn't make that video because I was just like, that's just going to draw unwanted attention. Either way, it is up to me to combat this as the best I can. Like, I got to like rebuild and reconfigure. So I'm leaning more towards more services and more food. So I'll put it this way: for someone who still wants to buy a Gundam or to buy a bag or a prop or a figure, or they're like, it's Friday night, but they don't have too much options, right? Come to our store. Hey, I know it's expensive, right? $30. Oh my God. Or $20, right? Hey, but for that money, you can spend all day here, get some food, some drinks, relax here, be around people, watch some anime, play games, and be able to socialize and have some fun. You have to be a value proposition, but I got to be careful too. I can't be leaning towards one side or the other because you're going to alienate people. There's got to be this happy medium where, you know, you can go to the same place, but you have different, you know, depending on how much money you have, you get different levels of service, but you're still getting the same, you know, you're still riding the same ride. I'll put it this way. It's just like, I'm not going to use Disney World as an example. I hate that's a terrible one. But either way, that's what I'm trying to work towards and working on. Yay, food. Whiskey. Where's the best location of Gamers Heaven? I'm hoping to visit during. Oh, we only have one location right now, so we're back to one in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. We have our second news store. So, in the franchise frenzy, we still have 2 remaining contracts that stayed on because they still believed in us and they wanted to see us not only recover, but the version of the business that we would have spit out after all this, right? Taking all those expensive lessons, but also me analyzing the industry for the last 4 years, getting a deep dive, and then looking towards the future, they wanted to know what I was building. And now the second news store is going to be opening up in San Jose, hopefully in the next 2-3 months. Is the like a secret information? It's not a secret information network. Yo, Caleb, I would love to have Jamal Williams a part of the business. That'd be freaking great. He would love the store. For me, like, there are so many NFL stars that are freaking weaves that for me, I'm just like, I just need to get on the radar, one of them. Somebody. But my thing is this. So I've actually met with 2 Hollywood actors that wanted to open up their own store or invest. Now, unfortunately, things didn't go the way they wanted with the strikes and everything, and they had to take care of other things. But they're not like A or B listers. They were like C, D listers, but well known in the community, though, right? Our community. They're A listers in the weed world, right? But either way, like, met them privately. I became friends with them, so that's kind of the nice part. I became friends with them. I was nerding out though during my interview. I was like, oh, I know who you are. And it was just like in the back of my mind, I was like, what the hell is happening? But ultimately, I remember though, they specifically wanted our stores because they also wanted just a place to go to unwind with their friends. They didn't want to go. They hated it when they went to a store to play like Digimon or Magic or Pokemon, and it would be publicly announced that they'd be there. The store would tweet out, "Oh, look who's here, guys!" It's like they're trying to monetize off of them. They're making it about them. It's like, hey, come to our shop where so and so plays or so and so might visit. It's just like they didn't want that. They just wanted a casual place to be able to go and play. And so it's just like, yeah. Any news of his? Wait, what? Any new posts? I'm gonna tag you and no, don't worry. I'll put it this way: knowing how viral some of my videos went, I may have gotten. I know some people have seen it. I did get on the radar of several NFL players because they've commented on the videos before. I'll just be like, yo, but I just leave it. You don't make it weird. You don't make it weird. Hey, appreciate that. Thank you. That's how your response should be. Don't make it weird. They are people at the end of the day. All right. I'm a hypocrite, by the way, when I say that, because like I hold these people on a pedestal. It's just the way I grew up. Okay. I'm sorry. For me, on the Eagles, I know, Darius Slay is a Dragon Ball fan. So I'm just like, he's a weeb too. A couple of my Eagles, the young bucks, the rookies, they're all a bunch of weebs. I'm like, yo, let's go. And we'll see. I don't know. I'll put it this way. If there's a day that comes across where like one of them visits me, I've made it. That means I made a store that was, I'll put it this way, like the store design, aesthetic, public appeal, public reception was so big and large, executed well enough that they came to visit. That's gonna be like my pièce de résistance. Oh, Gecko, are you talking about my Eagles or talking about my business? Or both? It's just like, it's like Luffy or the pirates once they shared sake. Wait, oh, you guys are talking about something else. Oh, I appreciate that. Okay, just say. I mean, it goes for my Eagles too. Go get. Oh my! Wait. Is it go getcha? Is that how your name is? Is it go getcha? And while you're here, are you still here? No, it's not. Okay, I'm sorry. Go getcha. I'm sorry. I'm doing my. Oh, have a good night, Gecko. Sorry, I'm trying to like try to pronounce everyone's names with it. Gotcha. Oh, gotcha. Oh, gotcha. Oh my God. That's what it is. Oh, I swear, a lot of you guys are very clever with your name making and stuff too. No, so I've answered this question many times, so let me get down to it. So first off, tariffs are paid by not the country that you're putting the tariff on, but by ultimately you, the consumer. That's the basics of it. Okay. It will affect the gaming and anime industry very heavily in terms of the products and the service and the merch. Like 99.99% of all the stuff that you consume, everything from the merch, the free swag, the items you buy, the stuff that even support your favorite streamers and content creators, everyone gets a supply from China. Even those individuals that would say, hey, I use an American company to make my stuff, they get their products imported from China that they then print onto here. Everything's going to go up. And even the things that are produced in the United States, transportation cost is going to go up. So that's going to go up too. Everything's about to get a lot more expensive, where it's already gotten more expensive since COVID. So that's what it is. How it affects our industry is the gaming and anime industry relies heavily upon your discretionary income. When your discretionary income is down because your rent's higher, transportation's higher, your food is more expensive, even your healthcare, everything to keep you alive is more expensive, you now have less money to spread around the industry. That's facts. Period. So then now companies in the gaming and anime industry, all forms of entertainment, are now fighting for your dollar even harder. And this is, unfortunately, this is capitalism at work. Capitalism and a little bit of politics, obviously. But at the end of the day, I could be a business here and just complain, oh, tariffs, and raise my price. Or I got to do my best to stick out. There's still going to be people out there that are going to still want to buy a Gundam. They're going to want to buy a figure. They're going to want a boba tea. They're going to want to enter giveaways, support a streamer. You have to fight for that view. For the people that will, if a person only has $10, you got to freaking earn it. You got to go get it. And that means I got to put in more work everywhere else. And so mystery snack boxes, yes. Hopefully, oh my gosh. Oh, those, no. Pockies are made in Taiwan or Thailand. We should be fine. But that's what it is. Even right now with the Pokemon craze, right? Everyone's moving on from Pokemon right now, right? No, the Pokemon is... So, when it eventually does crash, right? Or if it does, let's say just keeps staying up here, right? But then if it stays up here, less and less people are going to be able to buy it. That's just a sheer fact. You're going to price out a certain demographic of people. And then when you're left with, if it gets to a saturation point and it dips, right? Those people you screwed over aren't going to buy from you. They're going to go to the people that took care of them. And so you got to be careful on how you navigate in this position now. Messaging and everything is very important in this, but it's not just messaging, it's your execution, right? You can't just say one thing and do a complete opposite. And especially when people get tighter with their money, they're going to be a lot more stringent on their level of service that they get. And so you got to be very careful with that. So hope that answers your question. That's how it mainly will affect it. I had more talking points going more in depth, but it's already reacting. Prices are already going up. Warehouses are already working on liquidating. They're liquidating right now so they can make room so they can get the big stuff in. No, it's not. So, gotcha. It's not even that simple either. Big companies, it's going to be cheaper for them just to charge you more, right? To still produce it over there than to try to bring a multi-billion-dollar manufacturing operation to this country. Because it's not just as simple as, all right, I'm just going to build a factory. Infrastructure, plotting, local cover, there's so many things involved of building a factory. then getting supply lines in place, and it's just there's so many things involved. It's still going to be cheaper for those companies to produce it over there. And yeah, so I'll put it this way. Gotcha. I appreciate your comment, your question. I don't get into politics here. I just like to, we'll stick to business. Mainly anime and games is what I mostly like to stick to with the business. But because the tariffs are up, so a lot of people are wondering about the business side of things. I don't get into politics or religion here, but economically speaking, there is a reason for it. If you're willing to like there's a base reason for it. So I'll put it this way: just like do the Game of Thrones Littlefinger questioning with it, right? Why? It's not about why would they do this? Who benefits from it? That's what you gotta start asking. When you have billionaires and millionaires endorsing or making decisions, who is it benefiting? And you're like, well, them. Okay, how? How does it benefit them? How does the market crashing benefit the rich people, right? The corporations, and because all of a sudden stock buybacks become cheaper. Hedge funds can now buy more shares, more ownership of a company. It's not by accident that overnight, BlackRock and Vanguard own everything, right? You gotta look at the why and how. So who and how, not why. Don't ask why they're doing this. Ask who does it benefit for them doing this. Who does it benefit for them to distract us while they enact these policies and stuff, right? Who does it benefit? That's the question you need to be answering. That's the thing I will challenge you or anyone who is listening to think of when you are reading anything from the news going forward. Who does it benefit and how does it benefit them? Simple. There's no politics behind that. It's just thinking. Just think about it. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. I really do. And that ultimately goes into Caleb, I love you, brother. Dude, I hope you have already, if you haven't done so, I hope you follow on Twitch, man. Because TikTok won't always push the live feeds, right? So Twitch is much better with pushing the live stream onto people. I'm also on YouTube and Instagram as well too, but I appreciate you, man. Thank you, good Caleb. Oh man. No, Caleb, you don't have to, man. I'm not. Listen, I'll put it this way. I really appreciate when people use their Twitch Prime subs on us because, of all the creators out there, of all the beautiful people out there, the celebrities out there, you could have used it on them, but you chose to use it on us, and I really appreciate that. Thank you. Again, this does just like my customers. This doesn't exist without you guys. So for those of you that stayed here, I'm about to end the stream, but let me end you with a couple of things. So if you happen to come over to Twitch, I am doing a free giveaway. So every season, every quarter, I do a massive giveaway that is filled with products based off of our sub goals, online sales goals, and so forth. I'm going to show you the window that my Twitch stream sees. So this is the window that my Twitch stream sees, that they're seeing right now. And unfortunately, I've been paying attention more to TikTok today than Twitch. So Gamer 7th Division, I am so sorry. I know, but y'all been kind of chatting there, so I appreciate it for sticking through. But no, it's just I'm doing a free giveaway right now. If you happen to come over there, at the end of every stream, I take everyone's name that's in the stream. I add them to my prize, my raffle pools. Right, it's a free raffle. It's the prizes are made up again, based on goals. I go ahead and add things right now. So last year, between the two giveaways that I did, so I did 2 quarterly giveaways and 2 Final Fantasy VII giveaways. We gave out $20,000 worth of stuff. think of it as like a 5% cash back for the community, right? For your support, we want to give stuff back to you guys. And if you come into the chat, there's a lot of people here who've been in the previous giveaways where I honor one winner per item. So whether you have 1,000 entries or one, you only get to win one time, so that as many people as many unique people as possible can win the giveaways. So that's what I do. And right now, the top prize. So let me show you the window since you guys can see it. So the top prize on the website. So if you go to gamersheaven.com, you can scroll down and take a look. The Twitch giveaways, spring chest. The top prize is a $650 Lego Venator class Republic attack cruiser. That's the top prize, baby, that will be given out in the spring. So every time I stream, at the end of every stream, or if I get like raided or some big happens, I get bonus entries all the time. There's that. There's other items too that we're adding. I'm going to be adding a couple more at the end of this week, depending on how MegaCon goes. But you can not only can you get free entries just for being here, but if you do support us on our website, every dollar you spend gets you an entry into the giveaway as well. Final Fantasy giveaway is based off of your channel points on Twitch that you can redeem with. So that one's completely free, no purchases on there. Again, the spring one is free, just got to be in the streams. And then every dollar spent on the website between memberships, items, mystery snack boxes, techwear, Gunpla, or investing into the company or buying my car, right? Get you one entry into the giveaway as well. Now, you may be wondering, what about this? What's the $10 per one entry? I'm doing something special this was my last push to MegaCon. The items you see behind me. So the 2 perfect grades, the last remaining Schwa Gengar mini duffel bag, the metal Kirito swords from a Sword Art Online, the Dark Repulsor, and the Hallucinator swords, the metal versions of them, as well as a couple figures. They went to MegaCon, but they're going to be back. Hopefully they'll be back. I'll be giving away one item after next weekend. If my Eagles win the Super Bowl, maybe 2. But if we have a kick-ass weekend, I'll just give everything away because we're here. We hit our next financial goal. Like we're not cruising per se, but we're off. 2025 is off to a great start. That's right, Caleb. Fly, Eagles, fly. I'm sorry. Okay, really quick, dudes. If anyone's here, a football fan, if that report from Brady comes out and they find that the Chiefs were cheating, the bribery, right? Oh my God, the NFL is done. It's done. Because not only there will be riots, but everything from the gambling side, all the money lost, there's going to be class action lawsuits. It's going to be bad. But that just means, Caleb, hear me out. That just means the refs calling this game, they're going to be on their best behavior. They're going to have to be. They can't give them any more ammunition. So that means, ladies and gentlemen, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Josh Sweat, Brandon freaking Graham coming back from injury. Go get him. Go get him. Go get Patrick Mahomes. Get him. Get that ring, baby. Give Brandon Graham another ring. Give me Lane Johnson another ring. Sorry. I'm a huge nerd, but I'm a huge sports fan as well. High school, middle school, high school football. Go Hatters. Yeah, we'll see. But that's what it is. So in about, let's say 6 minutes, 2 a.m. is my cutoff. So 6 minutes, I'm going to be pulling the names off of our Twitch page. So if you guys want to come on by, that'll be the poll. Give us a follow. You can see when we're on. and we're doing giveaways. So we do have a daily. I actually forgot about the daily sub goal. Like, so I've been giving away Surging Sparks and Pokemon 151 booster bundles for our daily sub goals. So we do that there. For real though, UFL is so fun to watch. I need to check it out. I'll check it out. And this Kirito, yes, these two, you get both. If you win, you get to choose which one you want. Right? You can be like, I want the swords. You get both the swords. I can add a One Piece box to it. You want me to add a One Piece box to it? I'll add a One Piece box to it. I have an OP5 box at the store I can add. One Piece has been added. There you go. Oh yeah, OP5 is a W set. I got screwed over in the OP5, man. I ordered 120 boxes and I received 10. Like, I was like, are you Caleb? There you go. There you are. Let's go. Twitch gang. By the way, Caleb, correction. In our Twitch page, we're called the Gamer 7th Division. I'm a huge, and I mean huge, Final Fantasy VII fan. And if you played Rebirth, you know the reference. The 7th Infantry Division, baby. The deadline for the raffle will be Saturday. It's going to be, so, like, I didn't set a permanent date yet, but it's essentially when we hit our goal. I'm just trying to hit our goal before, at this point. So at first it was before the end of the month, but right now it's just, we just got to, especially with now everything going on, I gotta do what I can right now before everything goes up in price. Oh shoot. Oh no. No, that means the new card shelves that I wanted to order from Japan, from China, they are now going to cost me, instead of $10,000, they're going to cost me $12,500. It's okay. That's a later problem. That's a later problem. Maybe I'll just see if I can custom make them instead. I don't know. It's okay. It's not okay. It's okay. When's the next stream? I'm a man of my word. Twitch Prime sub viewers, but I need my laptop, which is in my car. No worries. I'm gonna be, hopefully I'll be streaming tomorrow night for a little bit. Today, this week is gonna be a daily sub because we it's the end of the month. We got bills to pay. So it's gonna be a daily, we're gonna work on talking business, selling items, investment talk. If anyone brings up investment questions and so forth, lifetime membership questions, we're mainly just to start the conversation and so forth. So that's what we're gonna be working on as steady as possible. Let me put on a motivational song, but all right, well, with that said, let's go ahead and pull the names of everyone here. There we go. Got your names pulled. Let me add you guys to the list. All right. Oh, that's not it. There you go. For the fall, the giveaway. 1. There we go. So we're at 28,371 entries. Now, before you freak out, like 28,000, we've been doing this for a month now, right? I get bonus entries all the time. Keep in mind, I've had people with 1 entry win. So last time I think we had like 50,000 plus entries. I had a person with 1 entry win. Their name got pulled. That's how random the randomizer is. Quick clarification question. Yes, Final Fantasy VII giveaway is through points, which is this screen. So that's through the channel points. Gets unlocked via the channels. Additional prizes get unlocked via the subs. We have given out, like $10,000+ worth of Final Fantasy figures, PS5 bundles, and so forth. So we've been giving a lot. Play Arts Kai figures are not cheap. That's what we've been giving away. They just unlocked Tifa the other week, so there's that. And then the swords. The swords is the sales giveaway. So if you purchase items from our website, every $10 you spend gets you an entry to potentially pick one of these things. I know, I'm sorry, it's confusing. The spring giveaway is the thing I just added you onto here. So I just added you to the spring giveaway. Now, Caleb, keep this in mind. Let's say we have a mediocre week and weekend. That's fine. One prize gets given away. Maybe they don't pick the swords. Maybe then I add the swords to the spring giveaway. That might be a thing. So don't worry. There'll be chances. Don't bring up the Wheel of Misfortune. Don't bring up the Wheel of Misfortune. Well, since you're now a new member of our Twitch community here, there's a thing called the Wheel of Misfortune, which is the wheel that I have to spin if I hit certain sub goals or sales goals. That's filled with people's suggestions. So there are people who are like, I just want to donate $10 or gift $10. Whoa, let's do something objective here then. So for every $10, you can then add a new punishment line or add to an existing one. So for example, the worst one in there right now, in my opinion, is I have to eat balut. If you don't know what balut is, it is a semi-developed egg. Chicken egg or duck, forget. Either way, it's semi-developed. Yeah. So hopefully it doesn't land on that, but you can add to it. You can add new things. So I've had a few people be merciful and add things like, oh, play games with your kids for a day. Oh, thank you for that. Then I got those crazy people. And actually, the last spin I did, it actually landed on the, let me get rid of this. On the last spin I did, it actually landed on the Visit the Annabelle doll at the house. Thankfully, they closed down, so I didn't need to go visit the haunted doll. Whether you believe it or not, I believe in ghosts and hauntings. So, give Caleb. Caleb, you can add that as long as it's not appropriate or does me harm. No, you can't add that. No, that's a punishment for me. I can't get no gifting gifts. No, it's a punishment for me. No. Win it. Go win it. Stop making me think, you know what? Nothing good happens after 2 a.m. That's so true. Nothing good. Oh, actually. All right. Hold on. Yo, you got it! Yes, let's go! Me and my wife are huge. So she's a huge Friends fan, but we are both huge How I Met Your Mother fans. Let's go! Let's go! Pet that! No, it's good. No. Let's go to Shinjitsu. So we just watched that episode today. Let's go! How I Met Your Mother. Yeah, nothing good happens after 2 a.m. Boy, you guys know it. Well. No, I loved it. Caleb, let's be honest. The ending, the Ducky Tie episode. Let's slap bet, baby. No, but the ending definitely could have been better. And I'm not sure if you saw the deleted scene. If you haven't, go check it. It actually addresses the ending it actually does fix the ending a bit. So there's a scene where Robin and Ted actually meet up at a diner and they have a discussion. And if that part was left in the episode, it would have it actually fixes the episode quite a bit. I urge you to go watch it because then now I'm like, Okay, now it's good. So there's that. Yeah, go watch it. Yo, Caleb, go watch it. It fixes the ending. I'm still not like entirely happy with it, but it does it some good. Alternative ending is much better. Yeah. Oh, that's right. There. Oh yeah, Lithium. Wait. Oh yeah, there is the alternative ending. Go watch both. That's right. I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me of that. I literally just bought the box set Blu-ray for my wife for her Christmas gift. So that I totally forgot about that. Yeah, no, I saw because what it was is I saw someone talk about it on TikTok and I was like, oh, and then that helped me find the official Crispy with the raid. Well, I'm about to leave, but you know what I'm going to do? Because of the raid, Caleb, everyone's going to get 5 bonus entries. Let's go. Everyone that just came in. Oh, wait, I got to give everyone a few minutes or a minute here. All right, I got to get everyone. Okay, the list has to be updated. So, bam. All right, everyone in chat. Now you guys get 5 bonus entries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're now at 28,566 entries. Let's go. Oh, by the way, Caleb, there is a chat can confirm. I think there's a video clip, a Twitch clip of it. I committed to if I ever won the lottery, I would give everyone. Now I think I'm going to convert it to. No, it'll be a PlayStation 5 Pro. I give everyone a PlayStation 5 console so they can experience Final Fantasy. So it would be a day of a stream where you get a PS5, you get a PS5, you get a PS5, so you can all experience Final Fantasy 7. That'd be my condition, right? Be like the Oprah of Final Fantasies. But now, like, I'll put it this way, but now it's like I might have to like make it a PC. I know, right? Pass. I know some of you. So now it's like, okay, I can give out like if I work, well, we just got sponsored by Corsair. So I'm just like, maybe I can work with Corsair and just give out like a ton of like computers or something. I've been lurking here. Thanks for time. Oh, thank you. Oh, Lithium Limited. I appreciate that. Thank you. And guys, I apologize if I got a little heated earlier. It's late. It's been a long, I spent over 120 hours this week packing, organizing, inventorying for MegaCon. So these last 2 days, I spent 0 time with my wife, with my kids. I've been out all day packing the truck, storage unit, organizing the store. It's just been like, it's just been a day. So I apologize that I came in a little exhausted and I let that guy get under my skin. That's what, and I will admit it, I was wrong. He got under my skin. I know, I literally feel like it's there, so it's my bad. But we must move on. We're gonna move forward. Yo, Skybird with the gift sub. Let's go. Appreciate it, guys. No, Caleb, we are the anti-ad squad. No. Tension grew. Oh, no, yeah, no. Someone came, a troller came. Oh, Lithium Limited. Let's go. Bang, bang. Thank you for coming in. No, Kevin, what was it? I was just talking about, supportive partners and what my wife went through in supporting my business. And someone came in and was like, stop whining. And I was like, and it just triggered me. Right. And I think mainly it was because like, I would have rather someone come in and be like, yo, Chink, get ready to be deported. Go back to China. Right. I would have preferred that because I can just ignore and laugh at it. But it was when I was talking about my wife and then it got under my skin. I'm like, fuck off. Oh, by the way, Twitch, have you guys been adding to my my swear jar, my push up? Wait, what did you buy this week? You bought so many subs this week? What? Oh, he's jealous of you. I'm just like, yeah. I mean, like, Kevin, that's the only, like, let's be honest. The only conclusion, you leaving a troll comment like that while I'm talking about a supportive partner, is just because you don't have one. Bam. Like, it's just like, yeah. Yo, Hunter with Hunter MVP right there. Let's go. A new follower gets a gift sub. Bam. Appreciate. Oh, Caleb, welcome to and all. Wait. Hold on.
This is for all you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights. No one quits. If you don't do your job, I'll kill you myself. Do you get me? We get you, sir! Welcome to the Roughnecks. Rico's Roughnecks!
Sorry, I just had to. But this goes for all you new people here. Welcome to the chat. It's filled with a bunch of everyone on Twitch. My Twitch community is definitely filled with gamblers because they are a fan of gotcha wheels. ADHD people who like to scare the crap out of me, people who like to torture me, and support the business. You're around fellow nerds. Rico's Roughnecks, baby. Hell yeah, Kevin. Go for it. I encourage everyone to start their own business if they can in the future. You know, it's just it's tough though. It's tough. You know, forget all the tips I can give you guys. Like it will take, especially these days, guys, it takes a lot. We'll get there. Oh, speaking of which, did we get any? Hold on, I gotta music.
I got your picture. I'm coming with you.
Let me see if we have really quick. Let me update the. I don't think we got. I didn't get any sales alerts, so I don't think we got anything. But let me just check. And I'll be putting the content out of the ordering, all of the orders tomorrow. No, Tyler. Oh my God! I gotta send out plastic bag Tylers. I gotta order so many more kits because. There we go. I want to do the near impossible and make one. I also want to open up in New York City because it's kind of like if you can make it there, you got something. Like you got something. And my wife grew up in Queens, so she's a New York gal, and so for her, like any excuse or reason to go back, she wants to. She misses her city, so then we can look at it. Right. All right, guys. Well, let me look for a mutual to go raid. I appreciate you guys joining me this weekend. Hold on. Let me see if any of my mutuals are up right now. Let me see. Oh, there we go. We have Kaimi streaming right now. All right, guys. Well, for those of you who are new, I'm about to raid someone on Twitch. She's a mutual of mine that I met during TwitchCon. Absolutely lovely, lovely woman. She is very talented. She's very kind. She has a great community. She also crazy COD player, but sometimes plays horror games and stuff too. So it's another creator that you guys should definitely consider following. Eventually, I'm finally going to be able to sit down and play a game with her. We just haven't been able to match our schedules. Her name's Kaimi, and so I hope you guys enjoy. Guys, once we hit our sales goal, I had to play. I had to play Kowloon. You guys know it. Yeah, she introduced me to a terrifying game. So, those of you on TikTok, I'm going to keep going, but Twitch, I'm going to end. But TikTok, if there's any last minute questions, I'm going to stay up for a little bit longer. But Twitch community, you guys have a good